Why don't you go see your boyfriend?
Yeah, he's got a nice room. He won't have it long. He left a call for 7 a.m.
See if we can figure out something.
Listen properly.
We'd set another hearing date for you to accomplish those tasks. So, but the next time you're expected to take that matter up. All right. So, Mr. Santana, we'll take your matter up first, as you were present but couldn't hear before. Mr. Santana, you are charged with, first of all, do you understand the rights that I went over?
Yes, sir.
What is your intention concerning an attorney?
Going to represent myself.
Very well. Mr. Santana, you are, in this case is 23 TR 2416. You are charged with driving while suspended, a second or subsequent conviction. That is a class A misdemeanor. A misdemeanor. That's punishable up to a year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. Additionally, there's a mandatory 5-day sentence. It could be, depending on why you were suspended, a max or up to a 90-day required sentence that a person could have to serve. So that's a very, a lot of consequences if that's a circumstance. Again, you're also charged in count 2 with operating a vehicle without a registration or an expired tag. That is a C misdemeanor, punishable up to 30 days in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $500. Mr. Santana, do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
And how is it you wish to plead at this time?
No contest.
Okay, you understand? Are you waiving your right to an attorney?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, I get a little nervous when people start looking around because I'm worried somebody's giving them advice or what to do and you don't have an attorney. So I want to make sure this is your decision that you're making. You understand that with the driving while suspended, second or subsequent, there's a very real possibility of jail time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you waiving your right to an attorney at this time?
Yes.
All right, I'd ask that you sign the waiver of counsel form there that the sheriff's office had or the security have.
He signed it, Judge.
Thank you. He entered a plea of no contest. So, and Mr. Santana, did anybody force or coerce you in some fashion to enter that plea?
No.
And are you under the influence of any medications or intoxicants at this time?
No, sir.
Very well. I will accept your plea. Mr. Regier, what would the state's evidence be if this matter were tried?
Yes, Your Honor. With respect to count 1, the affidavit does refer to a stop that occurred on April 26, 2023. Paragraph 4 of that same affidavit also refers to a stop in Augusta, Butler County, Kansas, which I believe would address the issue of jurisdiction. The officer did specifically cite the defendant for driving while suspended under KSA 8262. And I do have a journal entry out of 23 TM 004094 of the municipal court of the city of Wichita, if the court is prepared to take judicial notice of the same.
But you do have the driving record that reflects that conviction.
In response to the court's inquiry, yes, Your Honor, and if this case were to proceed to trial, the state's evidence would show that the defendant's driver's license was suspended at the time.
Very well. I do find that the plea is knowingly and voluntarily entered, that there's been a waiver of counsel. Additionally, and that was a knowing waiver of counsel, that with the no contest plea, a factual basis has been submitted. I do find there's sufficient facts for a reasonable fact finder to find the defendant guilty. So I do find him, Mr. Santana, guilty of those offenses. At this time, I will hear recommendations from the parties, beginning with state for sentence.
Yes, Your Honor. With respect to the factual basis for count 2, I had neglected to mention, but again, the paragraph 4 of the affidavit does appear to refer to a stop in 2023. The officer specifically noted in paragraph 4 also that the registration was confirmed as expired as of October 2022. With respect to count 1, the driving while suspended, the state is prepared to recommend a $100 fine, $108 in court costs. There is the statutory minimum of 5 days, as it is charged as a Class A misdemeanor. The state in this particular matter is prepared to recommend, in lieu of that, 10 days house arrest, while deferring to the court on the issue of work release and electronic monitoring. If that is the court's order, the state would further recommend an 8-month underlying sentence and 12 months of non-reporting probation. For count 2, the expired tag of registration, the state is prepared to recommend a $100 fine. I will, of course, defer to the court on the issue of repayment of the case.
Mr. Santana, is there any statements that you'd like to make before I pronounce sentence?
No, sir.
Mr. Santana, what are you working at this time? What's your situation employment?
Yes, I'm working at this time.
Okay, could you give me some information about when you work, your shifts, that type of thing?
I work Monday through Friday from 8 o'clock to about 5:30.
With the second offense, there is a requirement of a 5-day sentence that can't be waived. It can be placed on a house arrest for 10 days. Are you requesting one of those options over the other?
Can I get the house arrest?
Okay, would you be able to afford the payment in regards to that? And that would be 10 days.
Yes.
Counsel, when Judge Webster does these, does she typically make those electronic monitoring house arrests or just otherwise?
Your Honor, the state's understanding of Judge Webster's traditional practice is she does allow for electronic monitoring and work release. Of course, I will defer to the court if the court determines that an alternative manner forward in this particular case is appropriate.
Last I checked, electronic monitoring was, I want to say $10, but I haven't checked in a long time. Mr. Regier, do you know what daily charges on the electronic monitoring?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I do not have that information in front of me at present.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you a controlling sentence. That means an overall sentence, sir, of 6 months in the county jail. I'm going to place you on probation from that. I'm going to require that you serve 10 days of house arrest. On house arrest, you will have windows open to you to go to work. Um, Any medical appointments that you have? Do you live with anybody else? Do you have children that?
No, I live by myself.
All right. Do you have somebody that can get your supplies for you, things that you need for to live at home,
Yes, I
food,
believe so.
that sort of thing? All right. I'm going to give some discretion to the electronic monitoring people that'll be set up through Butler County, the electronic monitoring. That fee will be assessed to you. You may be required to pay that in advance. I want this house arrest, though, to start. Today is September the 4th. I would like that to begin no later than September 9th. It'll be 10 consecutive days. Once they put you on the electronic monitoring, then that'll start the 10 days. Once that 10 days is done, then that'll be taken off. I'm going to place you on non-reporting probation. I'm going to place a non-reporting probation after that at 1 year. The violation, or excuse me, the conditions of your probation is not to violate the law and to take care of the financial obligations to you. In regards to count 1, I'm going to impose a $100 fine. That is the mandatory minimum. In regards to count number 2, I'm going to impose a $100 fine as well. And there's $108 for court costs. So those things is $308, and then you're going to be responsible for paying for the house arrest option. If you have not been signed up on house arrest prior to that starting September 9th, that will be a violation of your probation. That'd be a very serious violation of your probation, Mr. Santana. And the way I kind of look at those things, that people don't do what I'm ordered in the sentencing, I'm just not going to count on them to do those things in the future, and they can just serve their time. Since you've got 6 months over your head, that's a pretty significant amount of time. So I'd strongly recommend that following this hearing, you contact the people with electronic monitoring there in Butler County. The clerk's office may be able to give you some information, perhaps court security there, and I'm sure the court services office would have that information as well. I'd strongly suggest you contact them today and make those arrangements. If I do want a report from electronic monitoring to be forwarded to the county attorney's office so that it's successful. You need to be sure that you comply with those terms. They'll have them written out. They'll give you times when you are free to go out and get go to work and so forth. Most places, how they do that is they'll give you a little bit of time to pick up, if you need to fuel up your vehicle, that sort of thing. But you need to make sure that you're in compliance with that, because that, non-compliance with house arrest will make you subject to revocation and serving the 6-month sentence. Very well. You have any questions about that, Mr. Santana?
No, sir.
Very well. Mr. McGear, anything else that we need to address today?
Your Honor, if the court is placing this defendant on non-reporting probation, is the court making any specific orders concerning repayment of the case?
Mr. Santana, how long will it take you to get the $308 taken care of?
Probably like a good month or two.
Okay, you're probably going to have a significant amount of maybe a couple of $100 for the house arrest. I'll give you 90 days to take care of the fines and court costs. Counsel, if that's not paid, it'll be considered a violation. Additionally, then a suspension letter needs to be sent. Those things aren't taken care of in a timely way, but I'll 90 days to get the fines and costs paid. And as I indicated, you need to take care of the house arrest up front. Very well. Anything further?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Very well. That adjourns Mr. Santana's case, and sir, you are free to go. All right. I think Ms. Pinckney is next. That's State of Kansas versus Amanda Kathleen Pinckney, case number 24 TR 1318. State your appearances, please.
Jared Regier on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
And the defendant appears via Zoom. Ms. Pinckney, are you represented by counsel?
No, sir.
Okay, Ms. Pinckney, you heard me go over your rights and stuff earlier, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any questions on any of your rights?
No, sir.
Pinckney, it looks like you were charged with driving while suspended, a second or subsequent conviction. That is a Class A misdemeanor punishable up to a year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. I think you've been present while some other individuals have been sentenced on that. Looks like there was a failure to appear. No? Apparently that was not. Well, it says bench warrants, then it says dash not FTA. So I'm not sure. Destiny, can you decipher that for me?
Yes, Judge, I'm looking at it now. It looks like the summons was unserved and an active warrant was issued in her case.
Okay, so it wasn't a failure to appear. Very good. All right, so Ms. Pinckney, at this time, are you going to represent yourself, hire an attorney, or ask the court to appoint an attorney?
I would need a court appointed.
Okay, you're going to need to apply for that. I contact the clerk of the district court following this hearing. This matter will be set for December the 2nd at 9 a.m. That'll be a Zoom hearing. Please be on time. If you're following this hearing, you need to contact the clerk of the district court. You need to fill out that application and get it in right away. Then after a few days, you need to check to see who's been appointed, if an attorney has been appointed, if you've been denied, if you don't have if you make too much money to have a court-appointed attorney, you'll have a choice of either representing yourself or hiring an attorney. This is a very serious traffic offense that can affect your liberty and your driving privileges. So it's generally a good idea for people to have consulted with an attorney on those. So your next hearing date is December 2nd at 9. You need to be present and ready to advise the court as to how you wish to proceed at that point. If you're asking for a trial, or if you have through your attorney, if they're going to look into a diversion. I don't know that you'd qualify on a second offense, but that's between you and the county attorney's office through your attorney. So your next date is December 2nd at 9 a.m. Anything further, counsel?
Not in this matter, Judge.
Ms. Pinckney, any questions?
Yes, sir.
Very well, thank you. This matter is adjourned and you're free to go. Next matter is in regards to Caitlin Williams. That's case number 24 TR 1595. Defendant appears in person. Mr. Regier represents the state. Ms. Williams, did you hear me go through the rights here a few moments ago?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. It looks like you're charged with driving while suspended, second or subsequent offense. That is punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. That's a Class A misdemeanor. As I've indicated with others, there can be a mandatory minimum of at least 5 days. Could be 90 days, depending on why your license is suspended. Additionally, there is a mandatory minimum fine of $100. What is your intention concerning an attorney?
I'll represent myself. Yes.
Are you waiving your right to an attorney?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to need you to go to the courthouse and the clerk's office and sign that waiver at the appropriate time. But I'll accept your waiver of counsel at this juncture. In regards to count one, driving while suspended, second or subsequent conviction, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? If you wish to look into a diversion, try to negotiate a plea, or speak with an attorney, or wish to have a trial, your plea at this time should be not guilty. So how do you,
Guilty, Your Honor.
has anybody forced or coerced you in some fashion to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Have are you under the influence of any medications or intoxicants, anything that makes it difficult for you to think clearly?
No, Your Honor.
On or about April the 10th of 2024, while you were in Butler County, Kansas, were you operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway or roadway open to the public with a suspended driver's license?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you have a prior conviction for driving while suspended prior to that time?
A few years ago.
So that's a yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you find there's a factual basis that the plea is knowingly and voluntarily entered, and the respondent or defendant has waived her right to counsel and chose to represent herself? I will hear recommendations of counsel at this time, and of the parties, beginning with Mr. McGeer, then Ms. Williams. I'll hear your statement prior to announcing my sentence. So, Mr. McGeer.
Yes, Your Honor. In this particular matter, the state does not object to the imposition of $100 for a fine and $108 court costs. The state would recommend an 8-month underlying sentence with 12 months of non-reporting probation. As count one does appear to be charged as a Class A, there is the statutory minimum of 5 days. The state does not object to the imposition of house arrest for a period of 10 days in lieu of that, while deferring to the court on the issues of electronic monitoring and work release. However, I would advise the court that this is a case where, as the state understands, the defendant does appear on a summons or alias summons.
All right. Does your records reflect why the license was suspended?
One moment, Your Honor.
My license was suspended. I can get my license back. I just got a letter
Well,
saying,
you need to just hold on. I'm asking why your license was suspended, Mr. McGeer, from Mr.
Your Honor, in response to the court's inquiry, if the court is prepared to take judicial notice of the certified driving record, it would appear that the underlying cause of the suspension was a failure to post or obtain release.
All right. So it wasn't a DUI or the other factors that come into play for the mandatory 90 days? If somebody's suspended because of a DUI, for example, then the 90 days applies. It doesn't sound like that's the situation here.
no,
One moment, Your Honor. Let me check one final thing.
I've never had a DUI or anything like that.
That's fine.
Your Honor, Upon further review of the certified driving record, there does appear to be a suspension notice. Again, if the court is prepared to take judicial notice of the same, it does appear to refer to a failure to either appear or pay a fine.
So that doesn't impose the mandatory 90. So very well. Thank you. Ms. Williams, any statement you'd like to make before I pronounce sentence?
Is there any way?
Okay, Ms. Williams, you're an adult and I don't know who you're talking with there, but unless they're your attorney, you need to not be
Okay,
consulting with somebody else.
can I change? I honestly think I need an attorney. Because
right.
I didn't realize that this was gonna
Well,
be like this.
That's why I went through that and you just watched me sentence somebody else on this. So any objection to the defendant withdrawing her plea at this time?
Your Honor, I am not aware of that being brought before the court by formal motion. If the court is going to consider that issue, the state will be requesting a ruling under KSA 223210 concerning a plea of guilty or nulla contendere for good cause shown.
All right. I'm going to allow her to withdraw her plea at this time. I'm going to set her trial for October 23rd. That is a bench trial that you will need to appear at the courthouse. If you're going to hire an attorney, you need to do so. Advise them of that trial date. It'll be a Zoom trial, but it will be conducted at that time. You need to be at the courthouse. There won't be somebody off camera that you're getting to consult with and do so. You need to make your decisions and be ready to go at that time. If you're going to apply for an attorney, you need to do that today because October 23rd is not that far off. If you're going to hire an attorney, you need to do that right away as well. But your trial date's October 23rd at 1:30 p.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything further on Ms. Williams' case?
No, Your Honor.
This matter is adjourned and the parties are free to go.
Your Honor. I
And we
believe
have Ms.
she,
Noonan.
Oh, and forgive me, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, I believe she needs booked and processed and bonded.
Ms. Williams.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Williams, you need to be in contact with court security there at the courthouse. They'll make an appointment for you to be processed. You'll need to go to the jail to have your fingerprints and photograph taken. Then you'll be released.
Okay.
So you need to contact them today at the courthouse.
We need a bond set too, Your Honor.
What the? What is going on? Because I have a paper stating that I had court today, and I have a paper stating that my driver's license is not suspended.
Well, you were set for trial. Now we've gone through all this and now you're raising these issues.
Well, because I'm really confused, like really confused. My license is not suspended. I got the paper in the mail. I
Well,
could go
and
take
if
the driver's test and written test. I already called them.
Ms. Williams, you need to be quiet for a moment. You're set for trial. You want to just consult with an attorney. Those are things you should be discussing with your attorney. But for now, in regards to, you need to be processed at the sheriff's office because you've been charged with a Class A misdemeanor. You need to do that today. And you need to make arrangements today. If they set you an appointment for a later time, that's fine, but you need to make those arrangements today. If you fail to do that, there'll be a violation of your bond. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500, and I'm going to make that an OR bond as she appears today. But if she doesn't get the processing done in a timely fashion, that'll be considered a violation of the bond. So again, your next court appearance is for trial October 23rd at 1:30 and you have to be at the courthouse for that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. With that, that matter is adjourned.
And Missy, can you stick Miss Williams and I in a breakout room so I can set up that appointment?
Now, the next matter is State of Kansas versus Noonan. Let me get that file. Case number is 20. All right. This is State of Kansas versus Samantha Noonan. Case number is 24 TR 528. Would counsel state their appearances, please?
Jared Regier on behalf of the state.
And are you Samantha E. Noonan?
I am, Your Honor.
Ms. Noonan, you were present when I went through the rights earlier. Is that correct?
I was, Your Honor.
And do you need me to go over any of those rights or repeat any of them?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. I'm going to go over your charges with you at this time. You are charged with driving while suspended, a second or subsequent event, and filed in the alternative as attempted driving while suspended, second or subsequent event or conviction. If it's driving while suspended, that's a Class A misdemeanor. That is punishable up to a year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $1,000. If you were convicted of the attempt of driving while suspended, that is a Class B misdemeanor. It goes down one level, and that would be punishable up to 6 months in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $1,000. In regards to count 2, you're charged with impeding normal traffic by slow speed. That is a traffic infraction, which is a fine only. Additionally, now with the driving while suspended, second or subsequent, there is mandatory jail time. So these are very serious. That's a very serious offense. Depending on why your license was suspended, it can be as much as a 90-day mandatory minimum. Otherwise, it would be a 5-day mandatory minimum, but it can be placed on house arrest as well. So what is your plan concerning an attorney on this matter?
I could get a court-appointed attorney.
All
I would
right,
ask that.
you can, you'll need to fill out the application for court-appointed counsel. They've got that there at security. You'll need to fill that out completely and submit it. If you meet the guidelines, I'd appoint an attorney to represent you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So does the defendant appear on the bond, or is she here on picked up on a warrant?
Your Honor, the state's understanding is that this matter was previously before the court on August 21st, at which time the court found that the defendant failed to appear and entered certain orders. At this time, I am not seeing any new appearance bonds in the file.
Okay, Al, how is it that she came to be there with you folks today?
Well, she came in and we did not have a court date for her, so we sent her down to the clerk's office, but apparently she has a warrant for fail to appear.
Yeah, and that appears to have been issued on the 21st of August. Okay.
She wants to say something about that, Judge, if she could.
I'll give her an opportunity here in a moment.
Okay.
Mr. Regier, do you have any statements in regards to the status on the bond?
What I can tell the court, Your Honor, is that after the court found that the defendant failed to appear, I believe Judge Webster was presiding at the hearing. The court did enter certain orders concerning that. Far be it from me to recommend overturning the orders of a sitting judge.
Okay. Ms. Noonan, is there any statement you'd like to make concerning the bond?
Yes, Your Honor, I was trying to get logged in on Zoom the whole day that day, but I'm blind and someone was supposed to come help me. They weren't unable to show up at my house. And I could not get logged in on Zoom. I tried so many times. So I called the court and my probation officer, and she called me back several hours later and told me that she had made arrangements with Judge Webster to, if I show up today, that they would squash the warrant and I would be put on today's docket. As I did, I showed up today. But the warrant hadn't, I don't understand exactly what happened, but I did show up. And
Well,
I apologize to the court. I was not trying to not be in court last week. I just could not, being blind, do so.
all right. You said you're on probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what is it you're on probation for? Who supervises that?
Sarah Wheeler, Your Honor. She's waiting on me now.
And what is it you're on probation for?
Driving on suspended.
I'm sorry?
Driving on suspended.
Okay,
And Your Honor,
yes?
it would appear that the defendant is making reference to another Butler County case, 23 CR 460. I am showing that in that case, there previously was a pretrial hearing before Judge Satterfield involving my colleague, Ms. Norris, and Mr. Watts, public defender. It would appear that in the notes from that hearing, the defendant pled guilty to counts 2 and 3 pursuant to the information filed in that case. Count 3 does appear to be charged as a Class A driving while suspended. Count 2 appears to be charged as a possession of paraphernalia for use, and Class B non-person misdemeanor.
All right. She appears today, so I'm going to withdraw the bench warrant. I am going to order that she have a 2,500 OR bond. As a condition of that bond, she is to continue to report as directed to her probation officer. She is to be present for all court appearances at the courthouse. And then she won't have the problem in regards to trying to get on Zoom.
Thank you.
So her next hearing, we're going to set that for a control hearing. It'll be December 2nd at 9 a.m. She will need to fill out, and she may need some assistance with that, fill out the application for court-appointed counsel. If she qualifies, then I appoint an attorney to represent you. Ms. Noonan, you had court-appointed counsel in the case you're on probation for, is that correct?
I didn't hear you, Your Honor.
Did you have a court-appointed attorney on the case that you're on probation for?
Yes, it was James Watts, Your Honor.
All right. Has your financial situation changed in that time?
And I'm not working, Your Honor, for medical reasons.
Okay. Again, any other changes?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. You're going to qualify, I would think, for court-appointed attorney. So I'll authorize Mr. Patterson to be appointed to represent her. However, you do need to fill out that application. If it's contrary to what I'm being told here today, that may be set aside at a later date. But your next court appearance is December 2nd at 9 a.m. You have to be at the courthouse where you're at today in advance of that hearing. I strongly recommend that you consult with your attorney in advance of that as well, and be ready to proceed on that date. Any questions?
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, we
Has she-
still,
Has she been processed before?
I have them.
She hasn't, so we're gonna
Right.
have to send her out
You
for
need-
processing.
Okay, you need to make arrangements today to get the processing done. That will also be a condition of your bond. If it comes up on December 2nd and you haven't done that, then your bond may be modified or revoked. So
Yes, Your Honor.
anything further today?
Your Honor, if the court is at least appointing Mr. Patterson to this case on a provisional tentative basis, the state's understanding is he prefers his clients to appear at the courthouse at 8 a.m.
Well, with the circumstances, being that she indicates that she's blind, I would ask that, she may want to contact his office in advance and make sure that's what he wants to do. That may very well be his practice and that may be what he wants her to do, but I do want her to contact his office in advance.
Very good, Your Honor.
His staff can indicate how they wish to proceed. Okay. Nothing further on the Noonan case, then this matter is adjourned.
Okay, genuine question. I'm not trying to be an a-hole because clearly I was a few minutes ago, but if she is blind and can't use Zoom, I genuinely want to know how she drives and sees things. Genuine question. I'm very confused. And then the second part to that is, if you have a self-driving car, what license do you have to have? Because I was just wondering that. Anyway, let's go back to Judge Simpson since he's back.
All right. 14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now in session. The Honorable Judge James Cedric Simpson presiding.
You may be seated. Court does call the case, People versus Zakia Davenport.
Conrad Silver on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kyle Bedell on behalf of Ms. Davenport.
All right. Davenport here.
I don't have a check.
So, Your Honor, I was recently appointed on this case. I was able to make contact with Ms. Davenport yesterday. She does not have transportation or access to a vehicle. Your Honor was graciously allowed Ms. Davenport to appear via Zoom on very short notice. It was approved this morning. I have not been able to be in contact with her. I've called her number multiple times. I just get a busy signal. I did text her the info. So it appears she wasn't able to get the information. I'm not sure if she has a phone problem.
Okay. There's somebody on that's Motorola Moto. Can you unmute, state your name?
Antonio Cherry.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Okay.
So, Your Honor, this is a DWLS case. I have spoken with Ms. Davenport. She is working on clearing her tickets. She made a couple of payments to Jackson, and I've spoken with her, and it sounds like she will be able to get validated within about a month. So we are asking for an adjournment at this time.
Without objection, it's adjourned to 9:18. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Seller.
No, do you need discovery? Kyle, do you need discovery?
Oh, no, I think I believe I'm good. Let me double check. Yeah, I have everything I need. Thank you, Mr. Seller.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay, thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Sean Charnley.
Conrad Silver on behalf of the township.
Officer, on behalf of Mr. Charnley, I did try to make contact with him, but it appears his phone is out of service.
And he also has a violation report. Were you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. That was third or fourth bench warrant. Bond is set in the amount of $7,500. I'll give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls case, People versus Dion Chapman.
Conrad Silver on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Chapman. You have received that you can say your name on the record. On the record, you should be able to. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay, you just muted yourself. There
Can you hear me now?
Now we can.
All right, Deion Chapman.
Okay.
You know, we're asking for an adjournment. Mr. Chapman, license was suspended due to, drunk driving convictions. He's being an alcohol assessment this weekend, I believe. And once he gets that done, I'll be planning on speaking with Mr. Siller about a resolution. So I'm asking for an adjournment of this trial.
Without objection, October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Antonio Cherry.
Henry Silva on behalf of Mr. Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Cherry. Mr. Cherry, please unmute and state your name for the record.
Antonio Cherry.
Mr. Cherry believes he has a permit. We were wondering if you'd be willing to confirm that.
That he has a temporary permit. When did he get that?
Please, I don't know, when did you take the test, Mr. Cherry?
I took the test a couple of months ago. I was waiting on my birth certificate. But she said when I took the test, she said it would be in the computer. That's the reason why I'm here now on this ticket now.
Expired, non-licensed, not licensed. I don't have anything that indicates that he's got any type of permit.
He does have a Secretary of State appointment, it's going to 3:30.
When?
It's going to 3:30 tonight or today. He thought he was just had to get the physical paperwork today, but maybe there's something.
That's
additional,
It's updated.
something that needs to happen today.
I will have it after 3 o'clock. I'm on my way to the appointment right now.
Okay. All right. Why don't you go ahead and get to the appointment? And I'll adjourn this to the 18th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Take care. Good luck. Court calls the case, People versus Erica Cobb.
Henry Silva on behalf of Mr. Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Cobb. Ms. Cobb, we have come to a resolution. Ms. Cobb has given me permission to take responsibility to double parking on her behalf.
Your Honor, I move that council with no parking, accept that admission to count one.
And having authority to do so, you admit responsibility to double parking in Pittsfield.
I do.
All right, on your client's behalf, court will accept that admission to count two. Count one is dismissed. Fines and costs of $180. When can that be paid?
She's up here for 90 days.
And when she did that, what'd you say? Well, I can get her close to 60. She needs to get this paid by Halloween, October 31st. All right. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Colleen DeVries.
Henry Silva on behalf of Mr. Township.
Public Defender Natalie Lee, Mr. Your Honor, there is a resolution in this matter. Mr. Siller previously made the offer of the civil infraction of failed to stop within a clear and short distance. I can plead not one of this number of the exchange. I have discussed it also with my client and she wishes to accept it today.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You have that code.
257.627. I believe that's it.
Got it.
correct on code?
I don't know.
Yes.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah.
Memory like a steel trap.
Okay. We'll go with that. Ma'am, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on March 25th, 2024, location in Pittsfield Township, that you operated a motor vehicle and failed to stop an assured clear distance?
Yes.
All right, court will accept that admission. Count one is dismissed. Fines and cost of $120. When can that be paid?
Your Honor, if I may, Ms. McCree recently completed treatment at Turning Point, and she recently started employment last week after completing her treatment at Family Dollar. She states to me that she doesn't get her first paycheck for a couple of weeks and would ask for up to 60 days to pay that fine, Your Honor.
Did I do that? I did it. I just did?
Yeah.
I did? Oh. Huh?
The last case.
I did it in the last case. But I only do that once, like a docket.
That's not what happens.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry, we had to work that out. Can you get it paid by October 31st?
Yes, I can.
All right. October 31st, 2024. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I ask a clarifying question?
Really? They just got 60 days. It's just, go ahead. Yeah.
She could pay in installments online, or if she would have, if paying online, would have to pay it in full at that time.
I don't know. Can you
Online does not allow
partial payments?
She can do that through the clerk's office.
Right. So she can come in and do it, but can't. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. You're welcome. Court calls the case, People versus Zachary Dressler.
Yeah, there's just a couple of final here on behalf of Mr. Dressler. We have come to a resolution. Mr. Dressler has his license. Has given me his responsibility to admit the double parking.
And I do see a valid license.
Gives you permission.
So Your Honor, I move that count two double parking, and you accept that admission of the dismissed count one.
And you admit responsibility to the fact that on the date and time in question, that being July 16, 2024, US 23 in Pittsfield Township, you admit responsibility on behalf of your client to double parking.
Thank you.
Court will accept that admission, fines and cost of $180, and I'm almost afraid to ask. How much time do they need?
I'm just asking for a week. It's fine.
Say that again?
Just a week.
Wow.
I know.
I'm shocked. September 13th, 2024. Court calls the cases of the People versus Shara Elkins.
Henry Solon, it's the township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender, one attorney on behalf of Ms. Elkins. And I've not had contact with Ms. Elkins, but exhausted just about every way I can try to make contact with her.
Only one case is on.
Okay.
45 to a
Companion with warrants. Okay, thank you. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately. Court calls the cases of People versus Jesse Hamlin.
Henry Solon, it's the township. Just about.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we respectfully request a 3 to 4 week adjournment in this matter for some further investigation. There has been an offer made in these matters, which I have relayed and discussed with my client. we're just asking for an adjournment for that investigation to take place.
October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. All right, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Days People versus Lindsay Jefferson.
Henry Siller on behalf of the township.
I'll observe on behalf of Mr. Jefferson. I did try to make contact with him through, phone number and an email, and was not able to get in contact.
Got it. Bench warrant, their previous warrants, a bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set at 5,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. This warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the cases of the People versus Daryl Jarrell.
Henry Siller on behalf of the township.
You may. Failed to appear, but good. Okay, record should reflect we've had a bench conference. There is regarding this defendant something which may or may not be pending in Jackson that I'm not going to place on the record. Mr. Brown is requesting time to investigate that and determine what they would need to do with that. So I will adjourn this matter to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. I will note in the file that the defendant did fail to appear, but given the information, I think it's wise to adjourn it.
Thank you. And of course, I have no objection.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Case People versus Keith Jenkins.
Henry Siller on behalf of the township.
This is under Natalie Bates on behalf of Mr. Jenkins, who is present via Zoom. Sir, could you please state your full name for the record?
Yes, Keith Jenkins.
Thank you.
I received a DVD video discovery from Mr. Siller this afternoon, so I would respectfully request a 2-week adjournment so we can review that discovery. There has been an offer of timeout in this matter, which I did discuss with my client. We are just requested to review the video prior.
All right. Turn the matter to September 18th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. You can log off now. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you as well. Thank you.
Court does call the case People versus Stephen John.
Henry Siller on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, this is a local defendant or attorney on behalf of Mr. John. Mr. John, can you state your name for the record, please?
Yeah, Stephen John here. Stephen John.
And asking for an adjournment of the pretrial. Mr. John has been out of the country. When he returns to the States, I'm hoping to have a phone conversation with him. We've been emailing back and forth, but haven't been able to talk in detail about the case and next steps. So I asked an adjournment of the pretrial. I did receive a violation report from community corrections because he did not report to community corrections to get his his SoberLink, device. However, he is still out of the country. Mr. John, remind us when you're returning to the States.
I returned on the 9th of September. So 7 or 5 days.
You return on the 9th?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna do a new community corrections order. He's to report to community corrections by the 10th of September.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, I gotta give a date. How much? I can do the 18th. Why don't we do that? So I'll adjourn this matter to September 18th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, is that it for that block? Okay, are these folks that are in here in the next block? Is that the deal? You're at 2 o'clock, ma'am?
Yes.
And you, sir? Oh, okay, all right. Well, you know, this is so far apart. What? I'm just saying. Okay. All right, then we'll come back out and get you taken care of once we hit that hour. All right, court's in recess.
Can I have appearances for the record, please?
Assistant Public Defender Sonia Shanat on behalf of Mr. Brenton. Sir, state your name for the record.
It's Damond, D-A-Y-M-O-N-D, Damond Britton.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry, we have an extra letter in your name here, apparently. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have here is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about April 5th of 2024 at East Michigan Avenue and Harris Road, you did operate a motor vehicle in a place open to the general public or generally accessible to motor vehicles while under the influence of controlled substances and or with the presence of a Schedule I controlled substance, that being cocaine. So this is otherwise known as operating while under the influence of or with the presence of controlled substances. Do you understand what you are being charged with?
I do, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. This is, as stated, a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs or both. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So you do have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings. And I do see that you filled out an advice of rights form. Do you have any questions about your rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chenault, do you wish to address the plea and the bond?
Yes, Your Honor. We stand muted to the charges and ask for a personal bond at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Of October 3rd. At this time, the court will set a pretrial court date of October 30th, 2024. That will be at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington. And the court will set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. Within the next 24 hours, you are to report to community corrections. for drug and alcohol testing, you will need $12 and a photo ID. Do you know where Community Corrections is located?
No, but you guys, the officer took my license that night, and I was wondering if I could get them back at least for use as ID, because I have no ID.
Okay, Attorney Chenault. Give me just a moment.
That paper thing they filled out and gave you, that's considered your ID.
But it states on there, if you read on the bottom of it, it says you must have a valid Michigan driver's license to drive with that. So then it's not worth nothing to me. And it's not even an ID.
Okay. Okay, so that is something, Attorney Chenault,
Yes,
are you able to discuss that with him further?
yes.
Okay.
Mr. Britton, do you have another form of ID that you could use?
No, that's why I need some kind of ID. I've been struggling like for months without my ID. I'm from out of state and I have no kind of ID. That's why I need my driver's license or something. At least I can't even go get a personal ID without some kind of identification or something to prove who I am.
And Your Honor, by the way, do you have updated contact information for him? Because I don't see any in the system for me to contact him.
Okay, so sir, while you are here, go
Yes.
to the traffic criminal desk over there and fill out a contact information form so that we have your updated contact information, please.
Okay.
Okay, because she's right, I'm not seeing one of those in here now. What I am going to do, it's the 4th. Okay, so I am going to give you until close of business this Friday. That's the 6th. Okay. And to give you more time to get the ID situation figured out. That should give you enough time to talk to someone from the public defender's office. Okay. To see what can be done about this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Public defender going to help me if the officer has my license.
Well, they can talk to you about what your options are. Okay. Because the court cannot give any sort of legal advice. And at this point, you should talk to the public defender.
That's correct.
Okay, so you've got until the close of business on Friday the 6th to go to Community Corrections. Okay, so I can give you the address for that right now.
Yes, please do. Can I get a pen, please, so I can write it down?
Yeah. So
I can't hear you. I need
did
an
my
ink.
microphone? Okay.
I can't remember it.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go to the desk and get a pen from either the civil counter or the traffic criminal counter.
Where I was going right there.
Yeah. Okay, so the address for Community Corrections is 4101 Washtenaw Avenue.
4101 Washtenaw.
Yes, it's located in the same campus as the Washtenaw County Jail and the 14A1 District Court.
Okay. What's it called?
It's called Community Corrections, but the building is labeled a re-entry center.
A
re-entry center, yeah.
Okay, what am I supposed to do there?
So they will get you set up with a schedule for drug and alcohol testing.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now, you are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever, and you are to appear for any and all dates set for you by the court. So that includes, of course, the court date on October 30th. That also means going to community corrections by close of business on Friday.
Okay, ma'am, I'm in the process, like, I've been in Maryland for 25 years, but my family's in the Washington area. I'm in the process of moving my wife from Maryland to Michigan.
Okay.
I mean, there ain't no way, like, I mean, I'm supposed to be trying to go and help her pack up everything and move to Michigan.
Okay. So, and okay, did you already have plans to go back to Maryland? Like you've got what, a flight, or what do you, what's?
Well, I've lived in Maryland for 25 years, but we're in the process. My family's in Ypsilanti, and they're at the age they need help, and we're in the process of moving from Maryland to Ypsilanti.
Okay.
But the only way I can do that is then get a truck and go get her stuff and bring it here. And they got like to the end of this month, they paid rent and their lease is up, and I've already had this like plan to do this. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I was wondering if you could give me permission to do that. I'm not going to run out on the court or nothing. I mean, I'm 61 years old. I ain't going to run from nobody.
So what I am going to do is this. Here, can you check next week? Because it's at 35 now on hers.
I was trying to really get this over with and everything, man, but this all happened at the same time.
1 second, Mr. Britton.
I apologize.
I'll get that. You said the 11th?
After my boarding, someone's looking out for me now. I thought I was gonna have to call you.
Here. I know, I'm gonna set him at 9. And she'll probably kill me. So, okay, so I'm going to move up your court date. Because the judge can readdress the bond conditions at the next court date. So it will be September 11th. That is next Wednesday at 9 a.m.
September the 11th?
Yes.
I think we could, what was the other date? Because
October 30th.
Can I get that date instead of this one? Because I got a prior appointment coming up for 2 days. It's not leaving the state or nothing, but it's family orientated, and I already promised that I would do it.
Okay, then you're getting the October 30th court date, and you will have to reach out to the probation department about getting a pass to leave the state.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you. Then this hearing is concluded. You are free to sign out of Zoom.
Your Honor, just for the record, that was a PR bond, correct?
Correct. That is a personal recognizance bond.
Absolutely.
It is a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. So that means if you fail to appear for your next court date, or if you violate any bond conditions, then the bond will start at $5,000.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Have a good rest of your day.
Yes, ma'am. You also. Thank you.
Thank you. W191958A, 09W191959, 09W191958B and C, 09W191957A and B. Did you print out a balance for this, please? Thank you. 06W164869A and B. 04W153231 and 21W003921R. These are all the matters of Gina Crow. Ms. Crow, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
There we go. All right. Now can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm sorry I don't look very good. I'm sick. I've been sick almost this whole summer. COVID, flu, I had cataracts out, and I haven't been able to do anything.
Okay. So I am seeing that you currently have a balance still of $2,180.
Right.
Okay.
And that I could work some off, and I never, and that you would send me the list with the thing, but I never got it. And I called, and I never got it again. So I never got the list. And I have moved since I saw you, so you probably don't have the right address, but I was at the right address for a long time.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm not sure what happened because I do have the letter that I had initially intended to be sent out back in May, so I'm not sure what happened.
Okay.
So
I'm crazy. Okay.
Yeah, nope, you didn't get it because it doesn't look like we mailed it.
Okay.
So what I am going to say is that first, when you are done here, you should call the court and update your contact information. Okay.
It's only two numbers different. I moved to the next building.
Okay, so definitely update your contact information and we will go from there. But what I am going to do is set you for a much closer date this time so that we can check in. Like I said, I had intended that you would get this and have been able to do something a while ago. So. Okay, but you do need to call and update your address like immediately, okay? Okay, then what I am going to do is set you for a date that will be October 2nd, 2024. That will be a Wednesday in the afternoon, so it'll be 1:30.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So.
Maybe I can get your letter and have something figured out by that time.
Hopefully, yes. Okay. So again, that next court date, October 2nd, 2024, that will be at 1:30.
Okay.
In the afternoon, over Zoom in front of me.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
we'll see something. Okay. And if you get the letter and can work something out, excellent. I would like to see something if you're able to put some sort of money towards this so that the balance goes down at least a little bit.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Two 4W002376A and B, also calling 20W003855. These are all the matters of Daisiana Bell. Ms. Bell, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Daisiana Bell.
Okay, thank you. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in the matters ending in 376A and B. So, just a second. Okay, So what I have here is a citation dated July 31st of 2024 that charges that on or about that date you did operate a motor vehicle on Harris at or near Share while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. That is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand all that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And the second charge is one of giving false ID to the police during the traffic stop. That is also a misdemeanor, and that has a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail, a $100 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And did you have a chance to review an advice of rights form?
No.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent because anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings, that is before, during, and after trial. So, do you have any questions about your rights?
No.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chanel, do you wish to address the plea and the bond?
Yes, Assistant Public Defender Sonia Chanel on behalf of Ms. Bell. We stand muted to the charges and request a personal recognizance bond at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and I will note too that this other matter from 2020 ending in 3855, that was a no proof of insurance civil infraction. So you owe a balance on that of $276, so that you're aware.
Did you say that was in 2020?
Yes, here.
So is that
So
what my license would have been suspended?
It very well could be. I don't have your driving record in front of me right now. Unfortunately, we had some serious technical difficulties last week, so I don't have it in front of me. But so a no proof of insurance citation could potentially have your license suspended still. Okay, so this was from October 6th of 2020. You were pulled over, I guess, on Harris at or near Forest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Just wouldn't have known. I didn't know that my license was suspended, so that's why I'm asking.
okay, yeah. And like I said, I don't have the whole driving record in front of me right now, but that very well could have done it, or at least contributed it.
Okay.
So, okay. What I am going to do is set you for a pre-trial conference date that will be October 9th.
Okay.
So that will be October 9th, 2024 at 9 in the morning over Zoom before Judge Washington.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the court will set a personal recognizance bond in this matter, or I should say in these matters at this time. Okay.
Thank you.
And the civil infraction ticket will be set for a show cause hearing at the same date and time, so we'll keep everything together.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Then, if that's the case, you are free to sign out of Zoom. Your hearing is concluded.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Case number 24W002067. This is the Township of Ypsilanti versus Jeremiah Foster. Mr. Foster, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Hello, my name's Jeremiah Foster.
Okay, thank you. Today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have here is a citation that charges that on or about July 8th of 2024, you did operate a motor vehicle on westbound US 12 at or near airport while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied.
Yes,
Don't.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Nope, that's okay. So that is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings. So, do you have any questions about your rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chenault, do you wish to address the plea and the bond?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Sonia Chenault on behalf of Mr. Foster. We stand muted to the charges and request a personal bond at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, the court will set a pretrial conference date of October 22nd, 2024. That will be at, not actually, first, let me ask you this question. Mr. Foster,
Yes, ma'am.
are you working on getting your license?
Well, I brought documentation saying that my license is actually not revoked because I have a Florida's license and they said in Michigan that it was revoked, but I have literal documents from the DMV telling me that my license is valid.
Okay, so then we're gonna keep that pretrial court date October 22nd because the prosecutor will be there that date, okay? So any documentation that you have, if you want to send it into the public defender's office, they can get it to the prosecutor and to the court. Or you can also send it to the court, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So again, that will be October 22nd, 2024, 9 a.m. over Zoom in front of me. And at this time, the court will set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. Basically, you're promising to appear for that next court date.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Attorney Chenault, do you have anything else?
No, nothing further. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then, Mr. Foster, if you don't have any questions about anything I just said, then you are free to sign out of Zoom.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Amalia, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for calling Language Lines.
Ability from English to
Control de calidad y capacidad.
then you'll have an opportunity. Okay.
Yes.
And you have the right to be represented. This time, the court will set a pretrial conference date of October 23rd.
Will you take care of that?
Yes.
Okay. And if there's any issue, let me know. You know, I can come in after everybody's left the court to sign something, but hopefully, we don't have to keep Zach there any longer and somebody can sign it during the day.
You may be seated.
Oh.
What's wrong? It does call the case, People versus Lauren Michaels.
Conrad Siller on behalf of the township.
Your Honor, Bradley Friedman on behalf of Lauren Michaels. She's present with me, seated to my left.
Ma'am, could you state your name, please?
Lauren Michaels.
Thank you. This is an arraignment. Counsel, as to the arraignment?
Your Honor, we'll waive a formal reading. I'll stand my client mute and ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. All right, what would you like me to do?
Your Honor, I just ask for a short adjournment. The prosecutor has tendered an offer to my client. I would just like potentially a week or two to review it with my client and make a decision on how we want to proceed.
Will the 18th work for you, counsel?
Your Honor, I'm in trial that day in Oakland County. Can I have the following week by chance?
I can do the 2nd of October.
Would it also be an afternoon docket like right now?
Typically, yes. I set it at 9 a.m. and then we break apart the blocks, but typically you'd be in the afternoon.
Okay.
Will that work? Okay.
That'll work, Judge.
I'll adjourn this to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. As to bond in this case, alleged BAC.
It is a search warrant, flood result was 0.136. There was no crash, but there was hazardous driving.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, I have to add, there was an implied consent refusal. There was an implied consent hearing, and her license is now suspended for a year. So she's not doing any driving whatsoever.
Okay. Set the defendant's bond at a $15,000 personal recognizance bond. Although under standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons or anything fashioned to be a weapon. There's to be no possession or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. And at this time, I'm not going to order a sober link for this defendant, given the blood alcohol level. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. See you in a few weeks.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case. People versus Danielle. Is it Klimola? Klimola.
Conrad Siller on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Marcia Creation on behalf of the defendant in this matter, Your Honor.
All right. They are not here.
In spirit, Your Honor, but you know, that doesn't appear to be here in person. I'm sure her spirit is asking the court for an adjournment in this matter. So.
And the spirit's about to get a bench warrant.
Well, probably just physically too.
Yes. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. I'll give it 10% privilege on that. That warrant, she has another file that she has a warrant. This warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calls case, People versus Deja Omer.
Conrad Siller on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Alexandria Taylor on behalf of Deja Omer, who is present via Zoom.
All right, ma'am, if you could state your name, please.
Deja Omer.
Thank you. All right, well, what are we doing?
Your Honor, can we have a final pretrial? I did receive the discovery and I have some things that I'm putting together for the prosecutor to see if we can resolve it.
Okay, are you looking for a final settlement conference and jury selection on this then?
Yes.
All right. Jury final settlement conference will be October 18th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, October 21st, 2024 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person.
All right, Your Honor. And I'd like to address one thing when Your Honor is ready.
Oh, I'm always ready. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, my client has the blow device. Right now it's 3 times a day. It's a little bit of a detriment with her work and school schedule. She has not had any violations or anything. Your Honor, she's taken this matter seriously, which is why she retained my office. But we're just asking if that can be reduced, the frequency.
Oh, the frequency of the blows.
Yes, the frequency, Your Honor.
And what does she do during the course of a day? I usually don't do that, but
Ms. Homer, what are you
what's
doing?
it interfering with, I guess, is what I'm asking.
I work with children all day for about 12 hours a day, and I also have class in the evening.
So the kids, Your Honor. I want the kids seeing her blowing 3 times a day.
Oh, see, counsel, that was pretty slick on the council's part. Do it for the kids, Your Honor.
I know Judge loves the kids.
I do. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure out how we'll communicate this because my order says 3, correct? Okay. What I will do is I'll reduce the blows to 2 times per day. Okay. You're gonna email. All right. And we'll communicate that to community corrections.
All right, thank you, Your Honor, and we'll see you on October 18th in person at 9 a.m.
Thank you. All right, take care.
You as well. Have a great day.
Let's call the case. People versus Antoine Jones.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren County, on behalf of Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, please state your name, for the record.
Antoine Jones.
Got it. Okay. All right, what are we doing?
It's what Mr. Soler indicated at the back.
That's correct.
Case is dismissed. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
Let's call the case. People versus Sandra Law.
Senator Soler, on behalf of Mr. Township.
Officers, on behalf of Mr. Wall, again, I called various phone numbers, his email address, and was not able to get in contact with Ms. Law.
You did all that? Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. It's been a previous warrant. This warrant will issue immediately. Thank you. Court does call the case. People versus Bonnie Joe McGee.
Senator Soler, on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Hope springs eternal. No.
Your Honor, for the record, I would request an adjournment. I did try calling her. It appears the number that I most recently had for her has been disconnected. I believe that must have been recent because that was a good phone number about a month ago. That being said, I do not have an explanation for her failure to appear.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure here. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue September 6, 2024. Thank you. Court does call the case. The people versus Shawnetta Prescott.
Good afternoon, this is Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of the Prescott. Prescott, to state your name for the record, please. Not.
That's okay.
Well,
I didn't mind hearing it, Lauren did.
We did adjourn because we had pending matters in the 1482 district court, that the court recalled those bench warrants. It's scheduled for the 14th. Bench communication, I don't know why she's not here today, unfortunately.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is setting at 5,000, 10%. Previous warrants, that warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the people versus Tatiana Teague.
Good afternoon, this is Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. McKee. We have come to a resolution. Ms. McKee has given me permission to admit responsibility to double parking at her.
So I moved to count 2, Your Honor, double parking. If you accept the admission, you just move out.
And on behalf of the client, you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about July 25th, 2018, in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, she double parked a motor vehicle.
Yes.
All right, court will accept that admission. Now, here we go. Fines and costs of $180. When can that be paid?
I would ask for that 31st date again, Your Honor. She did say that she recently had a house fire, and so they've been staying in a hotel.
October 31st, 2024. Yeah, it is. You did well. Court does call the case, people versus Kewan Williams.
Conrad Soder.
Public Defender Natalie King, on behalf of Mr. Wilson. Please unmute and state your name for the record, sir.
Yes, Kewan Williams.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter to which Mr. Williams will be pleading guilty under HIDA.
That's correct, Your Honor. Given his age, does require my consent, and that's consent.
All right, very good. Sir, can you please raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State your name again, please.
Kewan Williams.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township Ordinance. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak to you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
I am on probation.
All right. Were you on probation in April of this year?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I do have to advise you that your entry of a plea in this case could be a violation of that probation. If it is considered a violation of that probation, that the other court could sentence you to the maximum allowable under the other charge. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Understanding that, you still wish to plead to this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because you believe that you are guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
April 1st, 2024, at the location of 7,000 East Michigan Avenue in Washtenaw County, or in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. What did you do at the Walmart that makes you think that you're guilty?
I left the premises with belongings that wasn't paid for.
Okay. You just got items from Walmart and tried to walk out, or what'd you do?
I forgot to scan some things, but since I left the premises, it's considered taking or stealing from the store's location at the time of being at that location.
What do you mean you forgot to scan some items? Did you
So-
or not know that you didn't scan them?
So I was on a Zoom call for probation. I was actually in probation class, and I was doing an Instacart order as a mobile delivery, and I just didn't realize I didn't scan a few orders that was on my shopping list. And
All right, let me stop you there. I can't take his plea. He didn't. I don't think he has the requisite intent by what you're saying.
Yes, I do understand. Yes, I do understand. I was just going over the story. I'm sorry. Yes, I understand.
Well, I can't accept your plea given what you told me. What do you want this set for next?
Your Honor, I would ask to set this for final settlement conference.
Jury final settlement conference will be set for October 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, will be set October 21st, 2024 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person. Thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Daniel Worth.
So on behalf of Pittsfield Township. Good afternoon, this is public federal attorney at Mr. Work. I have not had any contact with Mr. Work, Your Honor, and
Lauren's just having a day.
Okay.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue September 6, 2024. Court does call the case, People versus Bonnie Lynn Weisner.
This is a public letter and statement on behalf of Ms. Weisner, who's approaching. Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
My name is
Thank you, Your Honor. We're respectfully requesting about a 4-week adjournment in this matter. Ms. Weisner has provided me with some of her medical information as well as prescription lists that she was on at the time of the alleged offense. I just want to see further investigation into that.
Without objection, I'll adjourn this to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Daniel St. Clair.
So on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Arraignment and pretrial adjournment.
Daniel St. Clair on both cases.
Yes, sir.
Well, I got a warrant on one of them. Yeah. In 07/16, I have a warrant. So, actually, I have a warrant on both cases. Not sure what.
Bob. 7/16, so we dealt with here in June, and you issued it.
Correct. On both of.
Yeah, my notes say you issued a warrant for
both cases.
I can file a bench warrant recall.
He did. Okay, that's why they got set.
Yeah, for whatever reason, only 7/15 was processed.
Okay. So The other one then still has a warrant? Or-
The warrant's still in me. I'd have to look to see if it was ordered to be canceled and reset. I don't know whose error it was, the way it was filed, or the way it's processed.
Gotcha. All right. Well, here's what I'll do, and I'll cancel out if we need to. But bench warrants in both of these matters will issue bond 5,000, 10%. Warrants will issue immediately. That's called the case, People versus Karina Stewart Thompson.
So
one was not, when she was arraigned back in 2018.
Okay, hello. What's your name?
Karina Stewart Thompson.
Okay. Let's see, where are we on this? You don't have an attorney on this case?
Correct, thank you.
Mr. Siller, she has a valid license. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
That's what my record is. Oh, she got it all out there.
So ma'am, someone has a valid license. I will use the charge of civil infraction. Parking. There's no points on your driving record. It's not reported to the secretary. It's a fine for so if you wanted to just present, it's not. It's just not criminal. So.
Could we do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
So you're on with that count two of double parking. If you accept for admission responsibility, I think it's just the original charge.
Ma'am, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on the date of June 17, 2018, Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes.
All right, court will accept that admission to count two. Count one is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When do you think you can get that paid?
Before on the 27th of this month.
Okay, see. I got it. That's a Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put, get it paid by September 30th. Okay. All right, thank you. Court calls case People versus Herrera. Is it Julian?
And it's still on that, it's still township.
Oh, who is this?
Translate, he says he's the translator, Your Honor.
Okay, what's the language?
Spanish.
Okay, well, we would normally call up an interpreter. See if we can get one. Habla español.
Yeah.
There she is.
Good afternoon, Jacqueline. You're in front of the Honorable J. Cedric Simpson out of 14A District Court, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. We need your assistance with one matter today. If you could turn on your camera and unmute. Miss Jacqueline, can you turn on your camera and unmute?
Yeah, Roy. Okay.
Good afternoon, Roy.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
We're well, thank you. Our number is 1423.
Thank you.
Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn, sir?
Yes,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, and to translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English in the manner now before the court, so help you God?
I swear.
Thank you.
All right. And good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing well myself. Thank you.
Good.
Court does call the case of the people of Pittsfield Township versus Herrera Julian.
Muy bien, entonces el juzgado llama al caso de la gente de Pittsfield contra el señor Herrero Gillian.
Conrad Siller for Pittsfield Township.
And
he said Conrad Siller for Pittsfield Township.
Thank you. Y tenemos al fiscal Conrad Siller representando al municipio de Pittsfield.
Sir, can you state your name, please?
Y señor, ¿me puede dar su nombre, por favor? Perdón, señor, más fuerte. I'm asking it louder.
Julien Herrera Castillo.
I think that's Julien Herrera, and there's a second last name I can't hear.
I think he says Castillo.
Es Herrera Castillo, señor.
Sí.
Yes, Your Honor.
Un moment. All backwards. His last name is Castillo.
Okay.
Right. We want to get that correct.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take this in the meantime.
Pardon? Oh, gotcha. Sir, you are before the court on a complaint that alleges that on or about June 16th, 2024, at the location of Ellsworth Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, state of Michigan, that you did operate a motor vehicle while intoxicated by alcoholic liquor.
Muy bien, entonces tenemos aquí la querella o la queja de que indica aquí que en eso de la fecha de junio 16 del 2024, en la área o localizado en la calle de Ellsworth, en Pittsfield, en el condado de Waukesha, del estado de Michigan, usted conducía un vehículo automotor mientras estaba bajo intoxicación de alcohol.
Do you understand what you are charged with?
Señor, ¿entiende usted el cargo que se le imputa? Yes.
That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine plus court cost.
Señor, entonces eso se considera un delito menor que puede ser castigado hasta 93 días de cárcel y hasta $500 de multa más cargos por juzgado.
The court could also order community service and any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary.
También el juzgado puede ordenar que provee de servicios comunitarios y de cualquier programa de rehabilitación que el juzgado indique que crea necesario.
Court could also order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution, as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services.
También el juzgado puede ordenar el inmovilizar su vehículo, también el de cubrir los gastos de juzgado o, perdón, y los gastos de cualquier orden que se haya dado en su caso.
Do you understand all of those possible penalties, sir?
Señor, ¿comprende usted de todas esas posibles sentencias?
Sí.
Yes.
The first question I have for you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Muy bien. La primera pregunta que tengo para usted, señor, es, ¿desea ser representado por un abogado? No escuché.
Sí.
Yes. Yes.
Becomes a public defender case.
Muy bien, entonces vamos a asignarlo para un caso de un defensor público.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Carey on behalf of Mr. Castillo.
Muy bien, buenas tardes. Entonces, esta es la defensora pública, Lauren Kearney, que va a estar entonces representando al señor Herrera Castillo.
Your Honor, we will waive formal reading and stand mute to the charges.
Entonces, su señoría, vamos su señoría, entonces vamos a no proceder con la lectura de cargos formales y guardar silencio.
The court will enter a not guilty plea on defendant's behalf.
Entonces, el juzgado va a ingresar una petición de no culpable por parte del acusado.
I will adjourn the matter to September 18th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Entonces voy a aplazar este caso para una audiencia para la fecha de septiembre 18 del 2024 a las 9 a.m.
Bond will, what is the alleged BAC in this case?
¿Y cuál es
Let me
el...
rephrase that, Roy.
Thank you.
What is the alleged blood alcohol content in this case?
Muy bien, entonces, ¿y cuánto es lo que se alega que sea el contenido alcohólico en este caso?
The blood result was 0.086. The blood result was 0.086.
Thank you. El resultado de la lectura de la sangre es de 0.86.
The court will set the defendant's bond at a $10,000 personal recognizance bond.
Muy bien, entonces el juzgado va a poner una fianza de $10,000 en base a juramento bajo palabra.
I will set standard conditions, including that the defendant cannot leave the state of Michigan. There's to be no assaultive behavior, no possession of any weapons.
Muy bien, entonces voy a poner las condiciones normales en este caso, que el acusado no puede salir del estado de Michigan, no puede tener ningún tipo de comportamiento agresivo y no debe de tener en ningún momento armas en su posesión.
There is to be no possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug.
Y tampoco no puede tener en ningún momento posesión de bebidas que contengan alcohol, de drogas recreacionales como marihuana o de drogas ilícitas o ilegales.
Thank you.
Muy bien, sería todo. Gracias. Okay.
Thank
Anything
you.
else?
Always a pleasure, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. You all have a good day. Bye.
You do the same.
Thanks.
Is that it for us?
That is it.
That is it. Did you need that file to mark it?
Oh, Spanish interpreter?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. 14A. Stand adjourned. I'm good.
I'm very confused because we didn't have Alan. Not, I want to say Mr. Allen because I don't know his first name. But he didn't show up, or I mean, they didn't even call him. Or did I miss it? This is done though. Like that's the end. Weird. Very weird. Alrighty. Well, there's two options. I am busy painting, so I can try to find some cats and put a cat cam. No Alan on the docket, but I wrote it down. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do actually. Just hang tight. I feel like everybody needs a little bit of a distraction from the world. So we're gonna hang here with a cat cam. I'm right next to the painting just here, but I might not talk as much.
Good morning, family. You know, I was just now watching a video and where it was a lawyer that was begging to just Zoom appear because he had back problems, right? And the judge was just like, nope, can't do it. Just, nope, just incredibly just obtuse. It's unbelievable how people just aren't nice today. You know, it's not hard to be nice, man. Just don't be asinine. Martin. Hey, man.
I have a plea, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's do it.
Page 14 and 15, cluster, come on up.
I mean, where did nice go? You know, why can't you be nice? It's not hard. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Good morning, Dylan Parker.
What's last name?
Parker.
Mr. Proctor, you're charged with interference with the duties. Interference with the emergency request for assistance. You're also charged with assault bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On June 29, 2024, officer responded to a disturbance call in Harris County, Texas. Officer who stated that she was assaulted by her cousin at her residence. The cousin was later identified by her Texas driver's license or by his Texas driver's license as Dylan Proctor White. The complainant stated that she was using the restroom when the defendant came into the residence and began banging on the restroom door. The complainant stated that she got up and opened the door and the defendant was angry at her. The complainant stated that the defendant got in her face and told her that
their grandma needed to use the restroom. The complainant stated that she didn't know, and the defendant got more upset and began punching the complainant several times. The complainant stated that she put her arms up to block the punch from hitting her face, and she told the defendant that she was going to call the police, to which the defendant grabbed her phone and prevented her from calling the police. The complainant stated that their grandpa came in and broke up the disturbance. The complainant stated the defendant left the scene with the grandpa and the grandma. The complainant stated that she's felt pain and discomfort during and after the assault. The complainant also has redness on her right arm.
Okay. Now, can you tell me what kind of criminal history Mr. Proctor White has? Is he on
Yes.
probation or parole?
So I see, it looks like a burglary of a motor vehicle from 2017, an unlawful carry of a weapon. Activity.
Mr. Proctor, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both cases. I'm now issuing a protective order. Why are you looking over there? There's no reason for you to look over there. You look at me. Do you understand?
I understand. I'm just waiting on you to tell me it's my turn.
You start acting the fool while you're out there in the free world. I'm going to take the free world away from you, Mr. Parker. Mr. Proctor, do you understand me?
I hate that we met on these terms, John.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, I hate that we met on these terms. You only have assumptions about me.
One more, I'm going to put you in jail. You understand? You will respect me, you will respect the court, and I don't need any superfluous argument out of you. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume illegal drugs, any kind of dope, any kind of alcohol, and I'm ordering you not to be in possession of weapons. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this complaining witness. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County. And if that means locking you up, I'll do it in a heartbeat. What do you do for a living?
I own a construction business.
How much money do you make a month?
I was making up to probably about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. But now, since these false allegations have been brought up against me, now I have been displaced from my home. That's my home. And other things of that nature that go around those things, that go with my address, and all the people that with my business, my grandfather, other people that helped me with my business. Those people have been stripped away from me as it was supposed to be. If you look up on the call records and the police call records, you'll see that she called the police over 70 times since 2020.
Get there. I understand that there's always two sides to the story.
But I just wanted to let you know that and the probation that she brought up also, that was deferred. And I completed that.
There's always two sides to the story.
Sure.
I get it. And
sure.
I'm asking you these questions now to determine whether you can hire your own lawyer or not. That's why I'm asking you these questions. Are you still working?
No, I can't do anything because all the things that were structured around like I said, my family and my business have been stripped away because you and other people have told me that I can't be around my family. And I
say family. I said this complaining witness.
I'm sorry, but my paperwork, my pre-trial paperwork, it says her or any relatives of this victim. That's what it says. So I want to be accurate, and I don't want to go against any rules of the court.
I'm with you. Let's do this. I'll provide your lawyer today. The only thing I want to know is I want to make sure that this complaining witness is protected. That's all I want, and that's all. Stop. I want you to listen. That's all I want. So I will provide your lawyer today, and then I'm going to have the state reach out to the complaining witness and to see who all wants to have contact with you, and then whoever does, then we can modify the order to that liking. All I'm telling you now, don't smoke dope. Don't pick up any new cases. Otherwise, I will put you in jail. You got out of jail because we gave you a free bond. You will not get another one. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I need you to, well, I already have an application on file. So I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. I'll have you take a seat and just hang tight. All right. Don't leave until you sign our bond conditions, though.
Oh,
please.
Page 17.
I know.
Come on
You,
up.
it's a cousin, but you charged it as a garden variety assault.
I saw that.
And because I really would like to do a MOP in this case. But no family member allegation. What do you think about that?
Well, so on the law language that we visited, any offense involving family violence, and we looked at the family violence definition, which could be assault. So it's valid, but it's not, the cleanest, but it's valid. It's a valid law if you issue it.
See, sir.
Okay, can you file it for me, please? You mind? Vic, who's this?
Page 16, Segura.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay. 252-6358. Segura. Two 252-6358. It could be. I mean, a lot of people have aliases. It's a criminal mischief, right?
On August 27, 2024, officers were dispatched to a criminal mischief in progress at an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. While en route to the location, the caller had admitted to breaking the window. Officer arrived on the scene and made contact with the defendant. The complainant on the scene stated that he and the defendant had a previous dating relationship for 1 year. The complainant stated that he had texted the defendant for her to bring his daughter because he had not seen her in 2 weeks. The complainant stated that the defendant had arrived. The complainant stated that the defendant had arrived in his apartment and gave him his daughter. The complainant stated that the defendant showed him a photo of hydrocodone and that she appeared to be under the influence of something like that. The complainant stated that when the defendant went back outside of his apartment unit, he closed and locked the door. The complainant stated that the defendant used a screwdriver to try and break open the lock to his apartment front door. The complainant stated the defendant then broke his apartment window next to his front door. The defendant also crawled through the window and entered his apartment without his permission. The complainant states that he told the defendant several times to leave his apartment and she refused. The complainant stated his window was valued at $100. The complainant had cell phone video footage of the defendant breaking the window and entering. Black pliers with a blue handle were recovered at the scene. In the cell phone video, the pliers were seen in the defendant's hand when she broke the window and entered the apartment.
Very lucky you're not charged with a felony burglary of a habitation. Let me tell you. I'm going to find that there's criminal mischief, or that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? I'm now entering what's called a magistrate's order of emergency protection that identifies Joe Warren Curtis as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code because it's a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works. Do you understand? If you violate this, the state will file additional charges against you, and then you're looking at a lot more time. I see that you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Coyne. You do have a lawyer, correct?
Jimmy said it because he has a lot of stuff going on right now.
Okay, just stay in touch with him and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me that you're AWOL and you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, I will issue a warrant.
I have my newborn baby there. I have the messages to prove that he told me to go over there so we
Stop.
communicate.
Just talk to Mr. Coyne. He will help you out. He'll navigate this for you. Just, I've got a bunch of DAs here. Everything you say, they're just going to use it against you. So now is not the best time, okay? All I'm asking you to do is don't pick up any new cases and just stay away from this person.
I need my daughter. How would you feel as a newborn daughter? Somebody that does those pills and I have pictures and I have a private investigator.
Go to the family court. Don't take matters into your own hands because you're the one that's going to end up in jail. But if you go to family court, you present that evidence, you'll get the thing. The right way to do it is to go to the family court. All the money you're going to spend doing here, all this money that you're going to spend hiring Mr. Coyne and doing all this, that, if you would have hired yourself a family lawyer, would have gotten custody. And then when they start to mess with you, that judge will hold them in contempt or put them in jail or whatnot. Okay, you're not, did you hear anything that I just said? I know that you're trying to tell me something, the wheels are turning, but are you listening?
I'm listening, but you telling me I can't go around there? My newborn is there. That's
don't
been
want
with
you
me
to
since day one.
contact this person. If you want to get your baby, do it the right way, but don't have contact with this person. That's it.
He has contact with me. It's my phone.
Don't answer the phone. Don't answer text. I will put you in jail. I hope you listen. Talk to Mr. Coyne. He can help you navigate this thing. But what you need to do is you need to get your a custody order, or if he's got custody, get a visitation. Every mother, every father should have access to their own child, no matter what. I don't care. Doesn't matter. You should have access, but you have to do it the right way. And that's getting either a visitation order or a custody order through the family courts. That's the way to do it. For now, I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign and reset. After that, I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Do not leave until you get your bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant.
Page 17, Florence, come on up.
So we're going to need pretrial on both of those. Yeah. Okay. What page did you say?
17,
Okay.
Florence.
Good morning. Ms. Torrance, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am. Okay.
August 27, 2024, officers were dispatched to a crash at the intersection of 1400 Gessner Road. Defendant rear-ended the witness's truck at a red light. The defendant stated she only smoked some weed, a gram or so, before driving. The officer observed very poor balance, stumbling, swaying, and trouble walking. The officer observed a mild odor of alcoholic beverage, dilated pupils, glassy eyes, and slurred, slow speech. The defendant was also giggling and having difficulty keeping her eyes open. The officer conducted standard field sobriety tests, which observed 6 out of 6 clues on HGN, 7 out of 8 on walk and turn, and 3 out of 4 on one leg swing. Inventory of the vehicle revealed a small 1.7 ounce empty bottle of a liquor bottle with a 15% alcohol level in the middle of the back seat. The DIC-24 was read and the defendant consented to a blood sample. And that's it.
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You have a valid Texas driver license.
No, Your Honor.
I want you to know Ms. Torrance, that I don't think anything irks me more than when a person drives without a license. And if I find that you do, I will have a contempt hearing because I'm gonna have you sign an affidavit with me today, promising me that you're not gonna drive. If I find that you drive, every single time that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing and you'll be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. So if you drive 5 times, I will have 5 different contempt hearings. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Until you have a license and a Texas driver license and liability insurance, do not drive. Because this is a second offense, I'm ordering you to also obtain a handheld interlock device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol.
Okay.
I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Something is going on with you, man, because you just were convicted of a DWI and now you're on your second. And the problem is that you leave a wake of destruction in your path. No more. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do for a living, ma'am? Where?
Pablo,
Did you graduate from high school?
Your Honor.
Okay. I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. After that, I'm gonna get you to Victoria sign a receipt. I will provide you a lawyer today, ma'am, but I'm sending you for a drug test. You must come back. If you do not come back, I will issue a warrant and make your bond so high, your head will spontaneously combust. Do you understand? Please.
All right, Judge, page 19, Williams, come on up.
Is this the last one?
Yes,
Are you Taman Williams?
I am.
yes, Judge, page 19.
Hey. Oh, Mr. Williams. Let me express my disappointment with you, Mr. Williams. You were on probation for a DWI. And you have now picked up a DWI third and an unlawful carrying of a weapon. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On August 28th, 2024, a traffic stop was conducted on a vehicle traveling 43 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone. The officer observed red watery eyes, slurred speech, and smelled a strong odor like a perfume, which was an indication to the officer of masking an odor. The officer ran the defendant's driver's license and found that it was non-eligible with a mandatory suspension from a DWI conviction active until 3/20. Defendant did not have an ignition interlock. He was driving his licensed vehicle. The defendant denied drinking. Arrest for driving while license invalid. An inventory search conducted by the officer found an unholstered handgun under the driver's seat, a cooler with ice cold beer cans in the trunk. Also, the officer observed an odor of alcoholic beverage on the defendant. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted and they saw 6 out of 6 signs for the horizontal gaze test, 7 out of 8 for walk and turn, and 4 out of 4 for the one leg stand. Also, the defendant consented to a breath specimen, which blew 0.105 and 0.103.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to have you sign with me today. Well, first off, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now having you sign an affidavit with me today, promising me that you're not going to drive. If you do, I will have a contempt hearing. Guess what else happens now, Mr. Williams? Take a wild guess. What happens now? You're on probation for DWI. You were ordered to have an interlock. You're driving a car without an interlock and with alcohol on board. Guess what happens? Guess what happens? I'm now issuing a warrant for your arrest, and he goes with you. And I'm now going to set your bond at the same thing that the felony is. I need him to sign this affidavit though before, please. Mark.
Your Honor, I have a plea, Mr. Rodrigo Trejo, it's ready to go.
Where's the page of the document? What's the new?
Oh, sorry, it's not on the.
I know.
We got it right here.
You don't know yet, you said? Okay, that's fine.
Can I have the cost and the
It's 252-3029.
Rodrigo?
Yes, ma'am. Trejo. What are we doing?
He's pleading time served to the racing and they're dismissing the unlawful.
I don't know if I'm gonna take that. Martin, just got a racing dismissed, not what, and now he picked up another one.
Admittedly, Your Honor.
How would we do this?
Your Honor, he works in, what is it, construction, in construction.
So?
The ankle monitor is irritating him. He came all the way from Memphis to get this out.
Sorry, is it hurting you? Really?
Your Honor, it is a conviction. My client is gonna get a conviction for this. And he just wanted to resolve it so he could get the ankle monitor off so he could continue his job without his foot swelling up and getting rashes, Your Honor. The footage unfortunately does not include the dash cam where the alleged racing occurred. So it would be possibly a trial case where it would be our word against an officer's word, but my client just wants to resolve this as soon as possible, Your Honor. So I would respectfully ask that you accept the plea bargain that we worked out with the state.
And the problem is, and Mr. Trejo, you had one dismissed before. Nothing happened. And now you've picked up another one. So what happens now? What have you learned? Not a damn thing. So what if you get out there and kill someone? I don't want that blood on my hands.
Your Honor, my client has been instructed not to speak, so I believe that's why he's not speaking. He has learned, me and him have been in constant communication regarding this case. He has learned that he does not want an ankle monitor on his ankle ever again. And I do believe that my client has learned his lesson from this and will not come into contact with your court again.
Oh, Martin.
Your Honor, he had to drive all the way from Memphis to get this.
More road with somebody and drive.
Well, he came back from Memphis for this plea, Your Honor. If I would have known that you were gonna accept it, I wouldn't have advised him to come down.
Driving here and
But
I
he did
had
not
him.
drive. I misspoke, Your Honor. He got a ride from Memphis back here. I meant he traveled via road. I didn't mean that he drove himself, Your Honor.
How did you get here, Mr. Trejo?
A coworker, they were coming down to Houston and they rode with
Where
them.
is this coworker now?
He should be going back to Memphis already. I'm supposed to catch a flight back to Memphis.
I don't know, Martin.
Your Honor, he's gonna have a conviction on his record.
So, what does he learn? You know, I mean,
To not come back in contact with Judge Fleischer again.
you know, Mr. Trejo, the legislature has made it very easy for district attorneys to seize cars for people who continue to do this kind of boneheaded stuff. This now makes 2 for you. What do you think is going to happen on the 3rd?
Pick the car.
Right. I guarantee you, they will seize and take your car from you, whatever you're driving. So if this conviction is not enough incentive for you, I'm telling you, from now on, if I ever see you here again, I will bring the pain. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You will be paying the court costs today. If you don't pay it, I'm going to put you in jail. $100 every day that you owe. And I'm also, are you appointed?
No, Your Honor.
Retained?
Retained, but we're on a payment plan, and I did take a nominal fee to start the case, but because he's been in constant communication with me regarding the ankle monitor and the injury, I was okay with disposing of the case and just going ahead and calling it even, Your Honor.
I will be forfeiting the weapon. You're not going to get it back, Mr. Chair.
He understands that, Your Honor.
And I'm telling you now, you ever come back to me again here, it will be a minimum of 90 days in jail. I will not take anything under what they charge at a minimum. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never undo this. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be required to pay the court cost. And I want to make a notation on it, on the judgment itself, so that if it ever comes back here and you fail to pay, you will be ordered to go into custody for every $100 you owe. It's 1 day in jail that you'll be doing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of racing on a highway? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. This will not happen again. Do you understand, Mr. Trejo?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Good morning, Council.
Good morning. I'm here on Freeman Howard. He has a case that there's a motion to dismiss that case. He completed a PTI.
Oh, you need me to sign just a dismissal?
I do, yes. All right.
Here it is. Okay, I got it for you now.
Oh, and we're excused, Your Honor?
Yeah, of course. That's good job. Omar. Hey.
I was just reapproaching on that case from yesterday for Raul Barrera. Not sure if they were able, I provided the number yesterday for the complainant.
Yes, so I actually got in contact with her this morning. She is okay with her contact.
No contact. She doesn't want to have contact with him.
No, she does not want contact.
Okay. Give me your cause number again, Omar.
Yeah.
Well, I think what I also wanted to know is, does she feel unsafe? Does she want an exclusion zone? Does she have the fear that he's going to come back?
So, no, she doesn't feel unsafe. I spoke to her for a little bit. She says that ultimately whatever punishment he gets is.
She's okay with it?
She just wants to reinforce that no contacting her, coming by the house, things of that nature.
Omar, what's your cause number again, please?
It's 250-7238.
You want to be able to work or he wants to work in the middle of the night.
I'm sorry?
He wants.
Yes, and I have proof of that, Judge. He works at Amazon, and I have a copy of one of his most recent punch cards where it shows.
God, I hope he's not been doing it now, because I've ordered him not to do it.
So for this job, this is the second job. He goes in at 9 p.m. to about 6 a.m.
And then what?
Then he
Goes
goes home,
presumably.
and then his other job probably starts mid-morning.
So I guess I'm gonna tailor it to his work schedule. I'm not gonna give him unfettered access all night, but I guess we can give him access to like 2:30 in the morning, and then at that point, he's gotta go home. So he goes straight from work to home, right? And let him know that we have the GPS monitor on him, so we know if he's gonna go
That's
out
the
dilly-dallying.
whole point of us approaching was to try to remove the GPS.
I'm not gonna remove it, but I will accommodate the work schedule so that he can work.
Just don't feel like a GPS monitor is warranted in this situation.
Okay.
You know, it's just a misdemeanor criminal mischief. It's not a felony. He doesn't have any felony convictions.
And also with us,
Asking for it.
can you read me the facts of the case again, will you, please?
On April 18, 2024, an officer was dispatched in his license in reference to the plate belonging.
Oh, this is the one where he shot at the vehicle with the BB gun.
Did you want the failure to ID person or the original?
No, and then so I guess there was a 2B warrant at the time. Pavel, is that right? 2B, and it's out there, and then the cops try to catch up to him, and he gives a fake name or
He has the
whatnot.
correct name. The date of birth was, instead of 99, they said he said 89. That's the only thing that was different.
How long has he been on bond for?
He's been on, I believe he just got on bond recently.
So I want
So
to,
not too
I
long.
make sure that I can trust him, and then I'll take it off.
Okay.
I will adhere to the sketch to you. I'm not gonna leave it on permanently. I just want to know that I can trust him. He's not gonna have any contact with this person. And then Omar, give it 2-3 months, and then I'll take it off.
Okay.
I'm paying for him anyway.
Will I just let pretrial
Yeah,
know?
just let pretrial know.
Thank you.
But I want to make sure everything's going well, but you let them know, 2:30, then, yeah.
Mr. Williams and Lovins, your honor again.
Good morning, guys.
You said from yesterday.
Yes, I remember.
Amy verified that the cases in North Carolina were dismissed. They do not have the pending cases in North Carolina. They both have cases pending in Virginia.
Okay.
With regards to,
So I get, this is Lovings, and that's Williams.
Lovings.
No, Lovings,
Lovings.
Williams.
Right here, and that's
Right.
Williams.
Okay, so one of you guys, is it Mr. Williams, also has another case or something in Montgomery, or?
He has 2 cases he's on probation for, one in Harris County since 2022 and one in Chambers County since 2022. He has no violations, no failures to report, and it's in good standing from what he's telling me. He does not have warrants on those cases.
Regarding the defer that he's on here for that state jail in the 262nd, I did actually just notify the 262nd that's about the warrant in Virginia that was issued after his deferred here. So they are co-defendants out of Henrico County, Virginia.
What happened?
So it was a ATM. Do you remember last month we had another?
Is an ATM theft?
It was that they robbed a guy who was repairing an ATM. Do you remember Trinal Robinson Ramirez? No, he was a fugitive we had last month. He also had North Carolina charge, and then he was also one out of Virginia. He was really
Oh, that one. Yeah, okay, I remember him. Yeah.
also a co-defendant.
He's co-defendant.
Oh, that's the other co-defendant.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
third. Yeah.
okay.
So
So essentially what they're doing is they're robbing an ATM to try to get the money.
That's what was alleged, yes.
Right.
Lovings does have a second warrant for intentional damage. Did you look at April?
Same place?
He has 2 warrants.
And then he's on probation in multiple places?
No,
Williams is on.
Williams is on probation.
I'm not giving them either months. Sorry, guys. You got too much damage.
Lovins, the state's agreed to a $7,500 bond on him.
Oh, really?
They're willing to do 7,500.
And his mother and girlfriend are in court and they're willing to post bond for him and he'll go up there and take care of the matter.
Who's mom? Come up, mom.
I spoke with her yesterday on the phone.
Thank you so much for coming.
Over here, please.
I appreciate you coming and being here for your son because I think it's important. Do you know why he's wanted from North Carolina? Okay, but do you know why?
Not wanted in North Carolina, Judge.
Or Virginia, I'm sorry, Virginia. I'm sorry.
I knew about it, reading about it. And so
Allegedly robbing an ATM, person trying to repair an ATM. My main concern is public safety. That's all I care about with these cases, that and the fact that they go back. I usually don't set bonds on individuals who I think are a danger to our county or a danger to anyone else, because if they get out and they do something that they shouldn't, I don't want that kind of blood on my hands. You know, I have enough trouble sleeping at night as it is. And to have something bad happen, I don't want it to happen. It looks like he also has a second case, Amy, and the other one was what?
Intentional damage value over 1,000, involving that same.
It's the same incident, Judge.
The problem is that now he's got to make 2 bonds on 2 different cases. Right?
Same county. So,
Same county, same offense.
Does he have any other criminal history anywhere else?
no, just that disposed case from North Carolina.
Okay. The state is asking for a $7,500 bond. You need to understand that because he is a fugitive from justice, he is an inherent flight risk. This isn't the type of thing where you can just pay 10% and then they're going to let him out. You will have to probably pay a substantial portion of that $7,500 if I set the bond. The other thing you need to understand is that me, as a judge here, I only do it one time. So we give them, if we set the bond, I give them 2 weeks from the date of their release to go turn themselves in. If they do that, then this fugitive case against them gets dismissed. If they fail to do that, I will revoke the bond, set it at 0, and then you guys lose all that money. The alternative is that he waives extradition, and then we give Virginia 2 weeks to come get him. If they don't come get him, Harris County releases it.
That doesn't take care of the warrant.
But, right, it doesn't get. So essentially, you're paying $7,500 for him to get out of jail 2 weeks early. My question to you is this: would that money be better put in hiring a lawyer in Virginia versus getting him out 2 weeks? That is a big question that you need to answer for yourselves, because oh, I'm sorry. Am I hurting your feelings that you're going to have to stay in jail a couple weeks?
Your Honor, they wouldn't have to pay $7,500 full amount for the bond in order for him to get out. I've already talked to him yesterday and today at length, and he's willing to fly up there as soon as he gets
He can't
out.
fly up there. He's got a warrant. You get on a plane, he's going to get arrested.
They only check you on customs if you're going out of the country. They don't check
It's a
manifesto.
big chance you take. And if he gets arrested, bye-bye bond. Mom, I'll leave it on to you. If you want me to set the bond, I will set it for you. But it's a risk because I don't know how he acts with you. Also, would the money be better put hiring a good lawyer in Virginia? You tell me what you want to do. Mr. Williams, with all the baggage you got, I'm not setting you a bond.
Mr. Williams, do not talk to her. You
So,
only address the judge.
Yeah, I will let you guys talk about it. If you want me to set the bond, I will. I'm happy that you're here, but understand that if he takes off, it's a lot of money you got riding. Whereas now, I will give him a free trip to Virginia. You don't have to pay a dime. And that money could be used to hire a lawyer, because there's probably some pretty serious charges up there, you know? So you tell me what you want to do. Tell Carl, he's an extension to me, and then we can go. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope that it works out well for you guys. Okay? Good luck, guys. Carl, just let me know. If he wants me to set it up, I'll do it.
We'll talk about it.
All right,
Okay.
gentlemen.
Marcos,
How are you, Judge?
hey,
Coach, on a motion to sub.
I'll sign it.
Okay, great. It's Marin, M-A-R-N. Okay, all right. Thank you, Judge.
Oh, dang.
It's over. He got picked up August 1st. So
Oh, he's in custody.
he's in custody.
What do you want to do?
I've already talked to, Pavel, so I realistically, I want like a 1 week reset, 2 week reset, will probably resolve it.
So this was, to give some context, this was with Ricardo yesterday on the translations issue. I've already discussed with him my stance on that, but he said he needs a week anyway to look at everything.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
Okay.
Okay, for sure.
Are you done, Marcos? Yes, I am. Judge, may I approach?
Easy money, huh?
Hey. Let me
Hey,
see.
Ricardo.
Hey, Judge, I'm here on two fugitive cases. The first, both cases, we'd be asking for a bond. First is Mr. Adrian Powell.
Why don't we bring just both of them out? Let's kill two birds.
One is Adrian Powell, the second one is Mr. John Towns. Okay, I'll
Just
stand
let
down.
them know. Thanks. Trinidad.
Hey, Your Honor, I have Robert Martinez on the docket. This is that fella that we put on BIP, and you wanted him to check in every 4 weeks.
Okay.
I sent you the email this morning, Pavel. It's on Robert Martinez.
This is not an email that he's just showing us what he's learned, right? That he's actually.
Same thing as we did the last two.
Yeah, I need some kind of proof that he's actually enrolled and how far he's done with the classes and how much time he's got left.
Look at the email first.
Yeah.
Check. This is what we used last two times.
No, where is he here now?
Here, you talked to him the last time as well. You wanna
No,
talk
I
to him?
want to know how many classes he has left and what, you know.
You want to have, come on.
Afternoon, Judge.
Where's the proof that you're enrolled into these classes?
Proof?
Proof, correct. You're
emailed
supposed to be doing, okay, your email showing me what you've learned, that's not enough. I need proof that you actually enrolled, you've paid for the enrollment, how many classes that you've done. That's what I'd like. I mean, take your time. There's no rush, Mr. Martinez. If you want to just stand down and take a look.
I gotta get to work, man, so it's kind of a rush for me.
We'll get it done.
I got you. I can show you this right here.
Right here, look, we're logging into it right here.
This is online core classes right here, boss.
And don't call me boss. Just a little respect, man.
That is a respect thing.
So where are you at now?
On 12. Well, I was told to finish till this court date. 3 more from the last one, same thing again.
Say that again?
3 more from the
Last
last
time we
court
were here?
date, the same thing.
3 more cases.
3 more classes, 3 more course classes till this court date again.
How many more we got?
And then I think 6 more here. You said it was an 18-week course
You're supposed to do one
each week. Yes, sir.
Right?
3 of them don't have answers till this
And
week.
last time you were here was 8/7.
Sir.
So now we're at 9/4.
Yeah, the questions to go by 3 now. So like every course you have to just read it, and then the next week read another course, and then the end of the 3rd week you answer the questions. That's what I
Able
did.
to do it quicker?
I'm not sure. They told me to go week by week, so I'm just doing what they told me to do.
Because we went to it from a 12-week
Yeah,
program because you didn't like the 12-week, and now we went to an 18-week.
Are you required to take a test?
No, sir. It's just like opinionized questions. Like how would you react basically from what you learn from the courses? So opinionized basically. There's no multiple choice answers.
Well, you've seen this, right? You're okay with this?
Yes, Judge, because at the end they'll get a certificate, but what he's stating in the summaries is consistent.
Have you seen, you've seen
I have
this?
read through all of them.
Okay, you're okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it too. All right, so let's set it up 5 weeks. And then we'll have, 1 per week, correct, right, so.
And that, but if he only has 6 more weeks to do, why don't we make him come back at 6 rather than 5, and then we have to have him come back
6 more weeks.
because he has 6 more classes.
6 more courses, boss.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
18-week course. I'm on week 12. There's 6 more weeks, 6 more courses to go through.
I mean, but there's 52 lessons though. How does that, I don't
I'm
understand
sure
how that
that's,
translates.
told me to do 18 weeks.
Pavel, this doesn't, no, it's. No, but I'm telling you, there's, here it shows 52 lessons. He's only done 12 of 52. So you're not gonna get a certificate here. Just show them real quick, just so you see. I don't think you're gonna get, yeah, but I don't think, you're not gonna get a certificate after just 18.
Hold on, if you don't know, if you're not part of this company, how do you know that? How do you know that to be true?
Because if he's telling me he's doing 1 lesson per week and he's done 18
Find out whether
lessons, there's 52 lessons.
Whether we find out if there's whether there's that many lessons for that. I mean, we're just finding out that now.
I don't know. Take a look. Alan.
Judge, we have my clients out here.
Ready?
Thank you.
Or, where's Amy? Okay.
Amy here.
Step forward for me.
Judge, we have Mr. Adrian Powell and Mr. John Towns here. They're both on fugitive cases. I'd be
So
asking.
who is Mr. Powell? Okay, and you are Mr. Towns. Guys, I don't know who you are. I've never met you before. The only way I really get to know you is how you look on paper. I'm gonna tell you that both of you guys are inherent flight risks because you're wanted out of different jurisdictions. And so you're asking me to set you a bond so that you can go turn yourselves in elsewhere, but I don't know, because I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you're charged with. We're gonna get into that now, and I'm gonna tell you, if you're a dangerous person, probably not gonna happen, but we'll get there. So
Judge, state is asking for no bond on both of the cases. Which case would you like to start?
let's start with Powell, alphabetical.
Powell was wanted from Loyalist Parish, Louisiana. He is wanted for felony battery of a dating partner and second-degree battery. I guess he also accused for felony possession of a weapon and unlawful carrying of a weapon. He's got a extensive criminal history with Louisiana. I will note second-degree battery, guilty out 2014. He was arrested for attempted first-degree murder in 2019 from Louisiana at one point.
You're a dangerous dude, man. I know it's little bunny jumping in the woods.
College, I promise, I work on the railroad, I'm a dredge worker, plant worker. That's just debt to society I have to pay, like, you know. But the case that I got going on and out there in the balls right now, the chief of police will tell you if you were to get access to them and tell them everything. There's an affidavit, you know, it was just an altercation with me and my ex, you know, my ex-fiance.
So what happened on that first degree murder, or what was that?
It was an attempted first-degree murder.
What happened on that case? What happened on that case?
I don't have any more information beyond just the arrest, but he was arrested with 5 other charges at that time as well.
Oof.
The other charge.
Sorry, dude. Too much baggage, man.
Judge, if I may.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, just to be clear, Judge, there's, what she's talking about is in the past, he's paid his debt to society. The argument for a bond would be, can he make the bond is first. Second is the public safety insured. There's alternatives that can be made to ensure public safety besides keeping them in jail.
So, you know, you're probably not allowed to have weapons, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So not only do you want it out of Louisiana for a battery of a dating partner and second-degree battery, but you must have been out in the free world because now you've picked up an unlawful carrying of a weapon, which you're in court one.
Oh, before.
And then, that was last year, and then while on bond, you pick up another felon in possession of a weapon. And you've got 2 outstanding charges, and you want me to set you a bond?
There wasn't no weapon charges. I picked those 2 weapon charges up as I paid my debt to society. Then I was living in, I actually have no addresses that I was currently living in.
And you're gonna have an eternal debt to society, dude. The way things are, the way you've been handling it, it's eternal, man.
Like I told you, I'm just a working man. I apologize. I mean, if you're not gonna accept it, that's cool with me. I mean, I apologize for even wasting your time. But I know I'm capable of. You look at me how you look at me, but I'm not gonna classify myself.
I told you.
I know.
Get out here You tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but when we get to know you on paper,
Yeah, that's
you're a
cool.
totally different person, man.
I mean, the world not gonna look at me. You guys only gonna look at me like that because I know who I am in my heart, and I'm a fan of God, just like like yourself.
I got
So,
you, man.
But I
I
mean,
hope
that's
God
cool.
lets me get the winning lottery numbers. So,
This is Mr. John Towns, Judge.
hey, Mr. Towns, what's Mr. Towns want us for?
He's wanted to come to different counties. One for Horry County, South Carolina, for robbery, stealing from a person who's using a bank, night depository, ATM or another, and then conspiracy, criminal conspiracy. And then the second, the second county he's wanted from is Washington County, Arkansas, for failure to appear for a death by receiving, which has a 100K bond.
Right, so Mr. Towns, you picked up a failure to identify oneself while you're being a fugitive from justice, an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and then you take flight in that unauthorized use. And now you're wanted for 2 different charges out of 2 different counties in Florida,
Arkansas and South Carolina.
and you got charges in 2 different states. Man, you're playing hopscotch with the states. Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Florida. Stops now. Sorry, guys, it's too much baggage. I can't do it.
You would consider any amount of bond? No?
No, man. Where we gonna hopscotch to next? Hawaii?
Understood, Judge. I'll
No.
talk to Mr. Towns about the options and.
Thanks. Sorry, guys. It's time to pay the piper.
All right, gentlemen, come on this way.
Alan. Oh, hey. Yeah, come on up.
I have something simple. It's Murillo. Andrew is on the docket. I submitted the application for the PTI yesterday. He's doing his TRAS right now, I believe.
We'll
So-
take you off for just a couple weeks. Or, I mean, your case is early, so you can have whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get, I had to do
Yeah.
a mitigation packet, submitted it Monday, it's approved. So
Okay.
everything's good.
Whatever you want.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yeah. So, yeah, let me see. Pavel, what do you decide with that 52 week? Is it 52 card pickup? Are you sure? Okay, because there's 52 lessons. He's only done 12.
I know, but when I was looking at the course and the way the lessons are structured, he needs 5 weeks to complete it, so I said 5 weeks, so it's done. But offers, yeah.
Trinidad, if he doesn't have it done by then, though, that's it. It's 300 days, so he's got to have it done by the 5 weeks, otherwise I'm setting it for trial. Please let him know. If you don't have it done, you're set for trial. Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm working on behalf of Kiana Washington.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Washington.
She was out on bond. She did pick up a couple cases.
Let's see. So, Ms. Washington, you were on bond in our court for criminal mischief. You've picked up a unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, evading in that motor vehicle, and then you also picked up an aggravated robbery. Oof. What would you like to do? What happened in the ag rob, Ms. Davis, please? For Ms. Washington.
Martinez.
Did she shoot someone?
The defendant forcibly took the car from an 80-year-old man in his apartment.
From an 80-year-old man?
Struck the complainant with the clothes multiple times in the face and body and told him she had a gun, drove recklessly, observed crossing 3 lanes of traffic, struck another vehicle, drove on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, Lord.
With speeds up to 98 miles per hour and led police on a high-speed chase for approximately 5 miles before fleeing on foot.
If you had hit and killed someone, guess who gets charged with murder? Ms. Washington. And it's funny. It's sad. I'm setting the bond at the same amount as the cases upstairs. She's a complete danger to society. So
John, the case upstairs, bond is at 50,000. We believe that is kind of high for her. Can we do 15 to 20,000 compared to the $50,000 bond she has upstairs?
I'm all right with that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Ma'am, if you were released, I'm ordering you to undergo home confinement with a GPS monitor. You know, don't we have enough death in Harris County as it is? Isn't there enough?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks.
Hi, Judge, I have Arlene Segura.
Yeah.
He's in the jury box.
I just said no contact with the complaining witness, no weapons, no dope, no alcohol. She was saying that she has a child with this other person now, and
Yes.
I don't know if that person has custody.
There is nothing in place. I told her to go through the legal route to get instead of this way, because the complaining witness has been a TDC for prior family violence, and he has a long rap sheet along with my client, you know. So I said, this court can't help you with that. You just got to follow what you suggest. And I would say if she wants to try to get her child back to.
So what? Come up. Come on.
To go either through family, if the court's okay with it, like maybe her mother, to contact the CW, something, or.
No, Ms. Segura, if you go through that route, like what Frank's telling you about, I bet you'll get the child. But you have to do it the right way. Go to the family court, and if you apply for custody, I bet you'll get it. But if you have to do it the right way. Don't just go over there and try to take it, because then you're going to go to jail. If you do it the right way, then if he's telling me that's true, that he's been to the pen, he's got that long ass rap sheet, I bet you're going to get the child. You just got to do it the right way. You know?
I apologize earlier. I just got emotional.
I get it. And every parent should have access to their child. I mean, it doesn't matter who wears the pants, doesn't matter who's working, who's doing what. Every parent should have access to their child because they need it. That child needs a mom, you know? They need a mom, they need a dad, because that's how a flower blooms. So otherwise, what happens? A flower will wilt, grow in a deformed way, and you don't want that. But do it the right way. You've got a great lawyer, he'll help you out. Just listen to him and stay in communication. I'll waive your appearance. As long as you don't use any kind of dope or alcohol, and as long as you just don't pick up new cases, you'll be fine with us.
I'm very sweet, sir.
She just needs to meet with pretrial to do the conditions, and then she's good to go.
All right, thank you,
Just
Judge.
get whatever you guys need.
All right, thank you so much.
Have Trennis here. He's going to work out your bond conditions, and then after that, you'll be free to go, man. Okay? All right. Thanks, Judge.
Your Honor, the account says,
No.
Okay, I just wanted to double check. I
No.
wanted to make sure.
Martinez, Robert Martinez.
He gone. That's right. Alan? Hey.
Real quick, Your Honor. I'm working on behalf of Rigoberto Villalobos.
Come on, say it fast.
I'm sorry, I cannot do that one. The state, I believe it was found no PC. I believe the state already filed on it. I just believe that you just need to sign the order.
Okay.
And that's it.
I'll sign it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Sure. Is he on probation? The Lobos?
No, 2 active cases.
See who was Washington? She's like Goes like this. It's a baby. Takes his car, gets in his parking lot, and darts out 90 miles an hour the wrong way. It's crazy. Dude, I just, man. All right, ready?
Well, I pushed the motion for.
Yes.
Mr. Wood.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna stop that.
So what do I do with that, dude?
And then-
Oh. Obviously didn't pay.
Yeah. SOP, he has to do that one still.
No, I want him to go on convention.
Okay.
I mean, there's no. I'm not. Want me to pick it up? Spoken to Andrew about it.
But, everybody signed the motion for him to step you.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Stark, he is someone that we had to, come in. I talked to the counselor and the probation officer. He's did 11 classes. He has 18 total though. He's supposed to finish it on October 24th. He gets on probation October 29th.
You have to accept.
He's doing well since his last admonishment, you know, everything's been good, he's been reporting, he's been participating in the classes, so.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Did you want to see him?
Oh, is he here?
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess so. He's here. What's the last name? Starks, come up. I mean, if they're gonna come all the way, might as well say something.
Yeah, he's doing good.
How's it going? You tell me, how's it going? Are you keeping up with the classes? I hear that you are. You're doing great. The problem is that we have to extend you because you're not gonna be able to finish in time. I'm not gonna extend you long, and if you get it done, I can cut you loose early, okay? We'll do that. Just keep doing it. So he's on probation. He was supposed to do BIP, which is the anger management course, and it's a long course. It's 18 weeks. You go once a week for 18 weeks. And if you miss a week, they'll kick you out. So it's important that you make all the classes and you participate because that's the idea. And we get wind that you're doing good. So great job. Just keep up the good work and you'll be out of this in no time. And then if you do well and you stay out of trouble, you can have this thing sealed in the future too. That's what you want. Okay? Is there anything else you need? Okay, just keep up the good work. And then we'll set them out just until that's done.
To the class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Stark. Keep it up.
You can have a seat and wait for me. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Okay, and I have a few more things. This time, he's completed everything, but he owes $521.
No restitution?
No restitution.
I don't care.
He gets off in November. Do you want to early terminate him or just wait until?
No, but he's been doing well. Did he have to do anything?
Yes, he did effective decision making, anti-theft class, and community service.
Oh, take him off. He's good. No, we'll work.
Okay. I don't know if you remember Mr. Thaddeus Johnson. Yes.
What's the cost?
249.
Okay.
1924.
No.
He was doing good. He's, you know, engaging in all his mental health treatment. He's did, what class? Oh, mental health, our mental health caseload, they have him do phases and programs and stuff. He's been doing that. He has to do good as part of his probation.
Getting started now.
Well, I don't know why, but there was a wait list to start the bid, and now he can't start until September 3rd, so they want to extend his probation.
Yeah, yeah. But let's make sure that he starts it. One more.
Yes.
Okay, let me do this one more staffing real quick.
This guy, he got a prescription for
The
medical
legal
marijuana. and
No,
okay,
no.
I figured,
No,
okay.
everybody's getting these things now, man. Everybody's getting prescriptions for medical marijuana. My doctor said I could do it. While I'm on probation.
Well,
Your guy, it's another violation. Victor, what's his
I
last
think
name?
it's his first name. It's first time, Martinez. It's a first violation, Judge, and it's not alcohol related. He's accused or believed to have been tampering with the device. He works,
I'm sure this isn't a second.
no, it's his first. The last one we spoke about was a couple of months ago. It was a different gentleman that you put in the back there for a little bit and then released him. But this is first, and it says on the report itself, it's a first.
Martin, does he speak Spanish?
Spanish.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stand there.
Thanks. Greg.
I need one of the fugitive people. I don't know if they stepped outside.
Oh,
She went to her, down to her office.
I don't have her number. Do you want to see if she's outside?
They said she went downstairs.
She went out that door down to her office.
Oh, she did go to her office?
I need to bring something real fast.
Yeah, bring some. Wait.
Can I run a court date and come back, Judge?
Okay.
And again?
Yeah.
Q.
Hey, Judge.
Hey.
Judge, I have a trial coming up in here on Friday, but it's an ERD, but the home court is this court. I was wanting to add another second chair from the MAC to it to try the case with me.
Okay with that?
Okay, I just wanted to see what all.
All the order, anytime you guys need money, I'm happy to do it.
Okay.
Just, all you gotta do is ask.
Okay, it's Victoria wanted me to approach on it, but.
Yes, I'm okay with it. Yeah, of course. What? Shh. Get your sister. Everybody wants money. Everybody.
Washington.
Oh, yeah, 25,000. Well, yes.
Of course.
Yes, yes. You see what, you heard what she did? She took the car from an 80-year-old man and beat him up. And then
Sign stuff.
yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Hey, Melissa. Who filed this order for return of motion of non-seized property?
That's the guy you said you were gonna sign it for.
Oh, that's for that. Okay, got it. Yes. Trent is on Proctor. Did you see no drugs, no alcohol, no contact, no weapons? Did you hear about that one?
That's the one that went to the test now.
No, no, that's different, but that's him right there.
Oh.
Him. You got it? Yeah. No weapons, no contact, please.
No, that's wrong. Yes. No, it's just a blind duplicate. Yeah, no, it's just one of the sides, it's just like-
Yeah.
What's finance?
$35,000 on Williams. The probation violation.
Somebody, which is this.
Hey, Luis.
Hey, Luis.
Good morning. Buenos días. Ahora sí. 25. I'm right here.
I'm ready when you are.
Judge, can you look at this one?
Excuse me, counsel. Señor, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Ahora aquí en el centro, por favor. Solo mire el juez, no me mira a mí, le contesta en español, por favor. Good morning.
I'm sending you a BVR.
Okay. You turned it in first thing this morning.
No, I'm gonna bring him up. He's here, right?
Yeah, he's.
Okay, I'll bring him up.
All right.
Do you know why you're here?
¿Sabe por qué está aquí? No. Mire el juez.
I think this is a second BVR with this guy. Are
First one,
you
Judge.
positive?
Positive.
Primero, positivo.
Positive.
Positivo.
I can look up the case number for the gentleman who I believe you are thinking of, Judge.
I think,
Creo que estoy pensando, pero no.
you know,
It would be, give me a second to look it up.
Para mirarla, buscarla, perdón.
Mr. Martinez, you're here
Se está aquí.
because I ordered you to refrain from using alcohol or illegal drugs, and I put a monitor on your ankle to ensure that you're not consuming. And whenever there are any problems, we put people in jail. We warn you exactly what you cannot do.
No podía hacer.
And if there are any
Sí,
problems,
había algunos problemas.
pretrial advises you exactly what to do.
¿Qué hacer?
And now I have here that
Parece ser que
you are tampering with the device. The confirmed tamper event occurred 8/22/24 at 12:48 PM.
por la mañana.
What happened with the device?
Con el aparato. Solo miro dos.
Judge, if I may interject real quick, did you say AM or PM?
PM.
Okay, PM,
De
yes.
la noche, perdón, me equivoqué. I made a mistake. I said AM.
What does that mean? I made a mistake.
48 PM.
No,
No, it's me. the interpreter.
What
¿Qué tiene
happened
que
with the
decir?
device?
¿Qué pasó con el aparato, señor?
No, pues no, nomás me lo moví porque me estaba como apretando, me lo bajé para abajo.
I moved it around, solo mi request, por favor. I just had to move the device around. I moved it a little bit further down because it was tightening, squeezing up on me.
You're not supposed to do that.
Que no está supuesto hacer eso. Eso es alterar el aparato
When people
dispositivo.
move it,
Cuando
they're
las
trying
personas lo
to
mueven,
subvert
están tratando de ocultar
the machine and do things they're not supposed to do.
la máquina y hacer.
If you have a problem with the tightness, if it's bothering you, then you go back
Están
to
molestando,
pretrial services and they will help you with the
te
device.
ayudan con el aparato.
But you're not to take matters into your own hands.
Hermano, señor.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende eso, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
If you do this again, I will put you in jail. You are on notice now. I will not be forgiving next time, and I don't care if alcohol is detected or not.
Perdona la próxima vez si alcohol se detecta o no. ¿Entendió?
Do you understand?
¿Entendió, señor?
Sí.
There is absolutely zero tolerance, and I will mark it down on your file now. So that if you come back to me with another tamper event, you will go to jail.
De alterar, perdón, se va a ir a la cárcel.
Do you understand?
¿Se entendió, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
Hey, Judge, Amaya Rivera is who you were
¿Tienes
thinking of, Judge.
pertenencias ahí? Sí.
No,
Ah,
no
por
tengo.
favor.
Manuel
tiene
Amaya
cosa.
Rivera, the other gentleman,
Yeah.
same look.
Yeah, it's not old, so we'll just put it, you know.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Victor.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. You want a lollipop? Let me give you a good one. I really like these. Here, try this, please. I'm gonna have one. Here, no. Here, Luis, Luis, have this one. Too. That one's better. Here's the bag. You ready? Mr. Chapman? Yeah.
Regards to Ruben Noyola, Your Honor, on docket for today, client is present. We just got accepted into DWI-PTI and we set it up for T-RAS walkthrough today.
Yes, it's old. Has everything been turned in that needs to be
Yes, we've
turned
been
in?
accepted into DWI-PTI. We're doing the T-RAS walkthrough today.
Right, we'll set you off 2.5 weeks to get the device and everything. Ready. Okay.
2.5, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
2.5.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Washington.
Oh, Amy, someone wanted you.
Greg, I think maybe.
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah.
You want me to text him back?
Yeah, sure.
You want me to see if you for Your Honor?
No, I'll text him, really. No, you
I
don't.
know that's where you were saying he was going. He was just going to.
Also, Judge Fletcher, we approached on towns with Ricardo. Ricardo had to go to another court, but he gave me the waivers.
Okay, sure. This is for.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna need them brought out, they want bonds, but. And it's, Mr. Phillips and Step. I got you. Just give me 1 second.
Francis, I'm gonna need your help. What's one wants a bond and King Pelu. King Pelu.
Jail bond?
No, bond docket, first, page 1. I'm putting an ankle monitor on him. He's on 2 probations for DWI. And 2 felony probations for 2 different felony
He
DWIs.
signed it, but if the other one
Now he's driving.
agrees, then we gotta get a.
So I want to put an ankle monitor on him and a curfew from 7 PM to 7 AM. No drugs, no alcohol, and I want to put a scram on his other ankle. Yeah. He's on 2 felony probations. He's driving, he's not supposed to, and with an interlock, and he doesn't have the interlock. Do you know, have you notified felony court? Do we know if they're gonna do anything on Mr. Akingpelu? Have they given you any guidance?
Go ahead and
move all the way up for me.
Now I brought you up, so.
Mr. Phillips, Your Honor,
But
Mr.
yes.
Septor.
It will be.
Morning, guys. How's jail?
Place to be,
Great.
at a very good place to be, sir.
That's right. Good. Mr. Phillips and Mr.
Mr. Steptor has already signed his extradition waiver,
Okay.
and I believe the reset date is scheduled for the September 19th.
Both of you guys are asking me to set you a bond. I don't know. I have to find out why you're wanted, from where you're wanted, what kind of criminal history you have, because my main concern is public safety. Are you a danger to Houston, anywhere else, essentially, right? I know that you're gonna tell me it's little tulips and gumdrops and rainbows, but how I get to know you is how you look on paper, because that tells me really who you are, not what comes out of your mouth, because everybody tells me it's sunshine and rainbows, right? But how you look on paper is what really matters. So let's go alphabetically. Mr. Powell, Amy, you want to shed some light? Please.
Phillips.
I'm sorry, Phillips. Yeah, Phillips, sorry.
So Phillips is wanted from Boulevard County, Mississippi on a 150K bond for crimes against a person, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And then an enhanced penalty use of firearm during commission of the felony. He also has a local failure to ID here. The state is asking for 10,000.
How much?
10,000.
Okay. Really, I'm surprised.
They's offering 10,000.
So was he out on bond? He took off? Is it a to-be? Do you have any more information? Do we know that he actively skip out and did he act? Because I mean, he has got failure to ID here, so he knows something is up, right?
What court is the failed ID on?
2. I mean, if you actively are evading capture, I'm not letting you out, because I know if I let you out, you're gonna actively evade capture again. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I'm going to myself in.
Sure, I believe you. I'm gonna get hair again. Probably not. No, probably. I am not. I guess I could buy hair. I need to fix a trampoline back.
Attorneys down here that have hair again all of a sudden, Judge. I won't name names. It's noticeable. I've seen a couple of them.
No, look, I saw someone, I was telling them the other day, they had bought plugs, look amazing.
Yeah, it's like the new technology. You know, a lot of
They
people.
went to
fly-
Greece too. They went to Greece to go do it.
Go to Greece and Turkey.
Was it? No, it's Turkey, that's it.
It's a direct flight on Turkish Airlines and it's cheaper.
$4,000, you get a whole head of hair, man.
Yeah, I think someone took a picture one time on social media
And it's like a Turkish Airlines flight, it's a bunch of bald dudes in economy in the back. This is funny.
Judge, not sure if it's a 2B or what kind of warrant. It has been, the case has been indicted. It was issued-
I'm concerned because he's got a failure to ID here, so he knows that something's up and he's trying to evade capture. I don't know, man. Unless you get me more information. Let's go, Mr. Steptoe. Oh, Lord.
Doesn't matter. That's after you're in custody. If they want to read you, if they want to ask you questions, if a detention does not, Miranda does not need to be read. 14 days, Miranda's not going to do 14 days.
Judge Fletcher,
Yeah.
Steptoe is wanted from St. James Parish, Louisiana, for accessory after the fact to theft of a firearm of 2 counts. He has 3 locals here in Harris County for criminal mischief, assault with a family member, impeding breath, and then credit debit card abuse.
You picked up a felony credit card abuse in May of this year. 2 months later, you pick up a felony impeding breath, meaning a choking case. And then a month later, you pick up a criminal mischief. And now you have 2 cases out of Louisiana. So you have a total of 5 cases. And you want me to set you a bond? You know what's going to happen next month? If history dictates, you're going to pick up a 7th case or a 6th case. Right?
Sure.
Well, that's what history says.
The other two was they were fabricated. The person who put the charges, she actually in the process of.
They may very well be, but the fact remains is that you keep picking them up.
I understand.
Do we know when the locals are reset to?
No, but the good thing, Greg, he's made bond on all 3 cases.
He has.
So the good news for you is that since you've made bond, the time starts ticking for Louisiana to come get you.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, and Stephen can verify that we have so many people wanted and here from Louisiana, you'll be out of here in 2 to 3 days, back to Louisiana.
And he did sign his extradition waiver already on it, that he wanted to see.
The thing that you need to understand though, is that when you get to Louisiana, you still have these 3 cases open. So you better stay in contact with your lawyer here, because if you don't, you're gonna get a bunch of, go ahead.
The facts of those cases, okay?
I don't want to talk about the facts. The facts don't
I
matter.
understand. I just wanted to say, I appreciate, I just wanted to keep my waiver.
I think Judge, he's decided, that's what we just talked about, to use that money towards getting a Louisiana bond.
Because I have like, over the last couple of years, I did recently reside and move to Houston.
Listen, Austin Hobbs is your lawyer.
All right.
You need to stay in contact with him, because when you get back to Louisiana, if you're stuck in jail there and you don't come and tell anybody about these cases here, what's happening to you here now is going to happen to you over there, because they'll issue warrants in these cases and then they'll get another hold here. You see what I mean? You need to get your numbers. Greg can give you the number to Hobbs, your lawyer. Just stay in contact with him so that he can tell the felony court that you guys remain in contact, so they don't revoke your bonds here and you get another hold over there. You know what I mean? You have also made bond in your case as well. Greg, you said he has an aggravated assault over there, Amy. What else? This is Phillips.
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and then the enhanced penalty, use of a firearm during commission of the felony.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. Just too dangerous for my blood, you know? But you got 2 weeks. If they don't come get you.
Oh, he hasn't signed his waiver yet.
Oh, once you sign the waiver, if you do, we give Mississippi 2 weeks to come get you. They don't come get you within the 2 weeks. At that point, you'll get released. The warrant will always be there until you take care of it. You're also on bond for this case too. So if you go back to Louisiana and you get arrested, or you go get arrested anywhere else, you don't take care of this here, same thing is going to come back. They're going to get you a hold here. So just make sure you take care of this either before you go Stay in touch with the lawyer, okay? Good luck, guys. I wish you the best.
All right, gentlemen, come on this way for me.
Okay, I'll come back there and talk to you. I'm gonna get you his number.
Hey, Dan, good morning.
David Garza. We just got our discovery, a lot of discovery last night, Judge. I'm being offered a chance to do a mitigation packet and
Okay.
I need to get it.
It's old.
Judge. He's a young guy, Judge, and I think I just need maybe the quote will allow 30 days, if not 15, and I'll get my mitigation packet together.
Is Mr. Garza here?
He is, Judge.
Come up, Mr. Garza.
Sitting in the.
Have you done anything to get your mitigation packet together? You've got 2 weeks. If you don't have it done, your case is 225 days old. We set cases for trial at 180 days. It's time to get working. And when you come back, if you have it done, we will send you for a TRAS, which is an evaluation that everybody has to do. You're out of time after that, though. Do you understand? If you don't have it done, I'm going to set your case for trial. How old are you? What are you doing with yourself now? Okay, it's time. 2 weeks is plenty of time to get the stuff to Dan that you need. You understand? Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Ciao. Come up, Mr. Aking Pelu.
I don't have any guidance from fellows.
I am so upset that I can just, you will be required to hire a lawyer. I'm going to give you 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You must have a lawyer within that time. Do you understand? And I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing and you'll be facing 6 months every single time. Do you understand? Do not drive. Because of everything that you have now charged, I am also putting an ankle monitor on you not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. On your other ankle, I'm going to put a GPS monitor and I am giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. If you violate that, I'm going to violate your bond. Do you understand? Go ahead, take a seat. Or Trentus, have you met with him yet?
He has something to tell you about his ankle monitor.
What?
Medical condition of this.
I don't care.
And
I am putting an ankle. You are on 2 felony probations for DWI. And now you pick up a suspended license case and you don't have an interlock in your car. I have 0.
I have interlock in my car.
They told me that you don't have an interlock.
I don't think you have.
I'm putting an ankle monitor on each of your ankles. I will pay for it so that there's no excuse, but if you don't have it on, I will put you in jail. That's it. Take a seat for me. No, no. THA. Hold on. Mr. Aking Pelu, are you unemployed? Why?
Because of the charges I'm facing, I'm starting, they give me an offer next month.
I have here that you have a salary of $1,800. Where is that coming from?
Yeah, I do that job for people that I know. That's where I get that maniac job, like little stuff.
You married?
Not married, I'm divorced. I have a partner.
Living.
I works in an hospital.
How much money does your partner make?
I don't ask her about that. I don't know how much.
Then I'm not going to grant this. I'm taking home once an appointed lawyer. If you want an appointed lawyer, you must fill this out in its entirety, because I need to know about your household income. I don't grant appointed lawyers like it's candy on Halloween. You must actually qualify. So Victoria will give it to you. We will give you a couple of weeks and then you can come back. And if you qualify, I will appoint you a lawyer. But I will not be understanding if you don't get these ankle monitors on. Do you understand? And you will go to jail. And on cases like this other individual, I just set his bond at $35,000. So if you violate these conditions, get ready. You will have a high bond. Do you understand? Good. That way. Trinus, did you put how much time did you give him?
I gave him 1 day to get a GPS device. and
Okay.
5 days to-
Perfect. Okay, I'm fine with that. Thanks. Hey,
How you doing?
Mr. Evans.
Excuse me. I was in Missouri. I stopped at my office.
Hey.
Up here. My jacket's at the office.
I'm happy you made it. I know that other judges go like,
Right.
I don't care. I'm happy you're here.
How you doing?
What's up?
I'm here.
I know.
Okay, so tell him our approach. I know he just was in here. He's in trouble again. Is there anything we can do about this number?
Now, perhaps later, but not now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you now, what I would like to do is have him T-RASed. And if they say safe P, something like that, then I think that's probably the appropriate course. Which is what I would imagine that they're going to say, because I'm looking at Shatori because I had already asked her to do a presumptive T-RAS, and I'm assuming that they're going to say something like that just because he picked up another DWI. I want him to know that we mean business, and that's why I did it like that. You know, you can't just keep. Give us some time and I will certainly readdress it with you though. But I want him to understand that we mean business, okay?
I know he's supposed to get the scramble device from the upstairs court.
Just while he's in custody, it's not gonna affect him upstairs. And if you want, I can go ahead and let them know upstairs if you'd like, so that they don't try to issue a warrant or anything.
Okay. I think it's 179.
I can reach out to the judge and let him or her know. Who is that? Do you know? Okay, I'll send her a email now. Okay. If you'd like, I can attach you to it. You know, what's your email address?
DONALE.Evans, EVANS.law@gmail.com. That goes directly to me.
DONALE.Evans
.law.
.law.
@gmail.com. That goes directly to me.
Got it. I'll CC you to this, Pavel, as well.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sure, absolutely.
Night, guys. See you tomorrow.